Yo, what is good, people? Good to have you back. This is Arsenal versus Brentford, and it's a huge game, guys. It's a very, very big game. Now we have the opportunity to come in and make it count. I want to say shout out to everybody. What's going on, man? Just got back from Morocco, and yes, I know you guys. I tried to keep myself a little bit busy. But you know what it's like, guys, man. Trying to have a vacation, and I've got Arsenal in the back of my mind. I'm thinking, boy, you know what, this international break is killing me, but I'm doing it at the right time. So shout out to everybody. What's going on, Cam? Cam says, good to have you back from Morocco, Apollo. Hope you had a good trip. Yeah, I did, man, but my lungs played up a lot when I was out there, and I really don't know why. Maybe because I caught a bit of a flu before I went out. And when you've got a blocked up nose, charred with a low lung capacity, is not a good recipe at all. So yeah, I kind of had a really crazy last 2 weeks. Guys, 18 says welcome back to you as well. I hope you guys are doing well. Big shout out to Tony. What's going on, Tony? I hope you're doing well. He was in Germany the other day watching the Miami Dolphins, so I hope he's doing well. Emerson says evening. Apollo, Gary and Tony, welcome back. So long waited for this podcast, but with the international break, gives more time to do other things and get better. Yeah, and thanks a lot, Emerson, for covering all of the under the 19 games and things like that. So much appreciated for you. Thank you. Big up to you. So guys, we're going to talk about the team sheet. But first, before I do that, let me see if I can pick the channel up, because at the moment I'm on Sky. So I just have to find out where it is. I think it might be on BT Sports, which is TNT. Let's just have a look here, shall we? So I hope you guys, man, have been doing good. Wonder what you've been up to in terms of your break. Yeah, it is. It's on BT Sport 1. So I wonder what you guys have been up to in terms of your international break. I hope you got out and do some crazy things. Let's talk about this team sheet, guys. Let's talk about this team sheet. So we've got Martin Odegaard. He's returned. Gabriel Jesus, he's returned as well. Both from injury. Both start tonight. They haven't started in the Premier League since the 2-2 draw against Chelsea. And that's over 5 weeks ago. So that's how long it's been. That's how long it's been since those two have been in it. Jorginho and Havertz make way for them, and they're both on the bench. Aaron Ramsdale comes in as expected because David Raya is ineligible to play for his parent company. So, yeah, that's a really strange one there. Cranky says, bless up. Yeah, bless up to you, bro. Cranky, that's a crazy name. Says Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko. So, yeah, Ben White on the bench. And haven't I been saying that for the last few weeks, guys? Haven't I been saying that? Even when Ben White is fit, Tomiyasu should start at right back. And it is evident because the goals that Ben White has given away, we know about the Mudryk goal against Chelsea. He also gave another goal away in the last game. So he's just been off form. Then he scored the own goal against West Ham. Remember, that was in the Cup. It was 7 of us in the box and only 2 West Ham players. And there's no way that you should be in a position to score an own goal from a corner. So Ben White, for me, his head just hasn't been in it. Tomiyasu, much more solid performer at the top of his game at the moment. Doesn't make mistakes, is the better defender. And I think we've got to make that clear, regardless of what we think about Ben White and the consistency Ben White has had. But players' forms dip, guys. That's the name of the game. Players' forms dip. And when it does, you've got to be able to come back in with a player who can bring you back to that level again. And that's what Tomiyasu's doing in the team. Midfield, we've got Rice, Trossard, Odegaard. This is a strange one because I've always talked about Trossard being better as an 8. Yeah? Some of you guys are like, yeah, make him the main striker. No. He's too small. You cannot have a 5'7" striker going up against 6'3", 6'4" defenders in this league. It just does not work. And he's done well filling in for Eddie and Jesus, and you got to give him credit for that. but there is no world we live in that Trossard is a long-term solution at the number 9 role. It just isn't. It just doesn't work. So, so guys, yes. So that's where we're at the moment. So it's going to be Rice coming in at the 6 point, Odegaard back in at the 10, and Trossard's going to play an 8. I already see Cranky saying Trossard is not an 8 and cannot defend it. Well, he does defend, just doesn't do it as well as you would like him to do. Let's talk about the fact that we have a Smith Rowe in that position, we have a Vieira in that position. They also don't defend as well as we would like, but at least they make themselves accountable. You're not going to get anybody who's going to defend at the level of Havertz. You're just not. That's the reality of it. Havertz as a defender, in my opinion, is better than Xhaka in there. So the onus is, can we get a better output from that number 8 role? And I've been saying it for weeks now, play Trossard at the 8, put in a position behind the striker, whether it's a hybrid 10, you play with 2 number 10s, which essentially might be what we're doing today. But just find a way to get Trossard into the team. And that's what he's done. So you have to give him credit for that. And then up front, we've got Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. Cranky says, really? Yeah, definitely, really. Tony, how are you, man? What's your thoughts on the team sheet?
I'm very, very looking forward to this, my friend. You know, look, you've said it. We've wanted to see something like this for ages. So finally, we get the opportunity. So yeah, I'm very excited. I hope we win, and I hope we perform well. You know,
excellent.
I just like the. Oh wow, bit chancy there, Aaron Ramsey in the first seconds of the game.
Yeah, it is. You know what? I've got no clock on my TNT Sports. Oh, right, now I have. It says 8. It says 25 seconds.
Okay, yeah, I'm 4 seconds behind you.
Okay, cool. Right, so let's try and I haven't heard from Bertram for a while, and Bertram might be cranky. He might be cranky. I'm not sure, but let me send him an invite anyway because I haven't seen him in a while. It would be good to see Bertram. Let's have a look. How do we even do that? Right, invite. Okay, let me try and send it to him via Messenger.
Just gonna grab my popcorn.
Yeah, no, but man said popcorn, you know. Man's here for some entertainment. Guys, listen. Today we're going to talk about the Manchester City and the Liverpool game. I actually went for a Liverpool win in that game. It didn't happen, but you got to respect the situation that has happened with Liverpool, the way that they fought back for a draw. And for me, that makes today's game big. And we've got here Brentford on the attack, but Arsenal now defending hard. Saka's just won the ball back, and Brentford have to play it back to the goalkeeper. But yeah, so guys, hold on a second. Be with me. Let me send, because Vincey and all of them guys have got the link already, which is on the main forum. So let me send Bertrand the link. Bertram, if you're listening, I've already sent it to your messenger. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see Jesus and all them guys trying to press from the front. Right, Bertram, I've just sent you the link. So if you do want to join, just let me know. Yeah, it's going to be a tight one. Guys, this is by no means an easy game, but let's remember we went here in the League Cup and Reece Nelson scored the goal that got them through to the next round against West Ham. And that was with a pretty strong Brentford team. Arsenal made 7 changes in that game, and they were still able to beat them 1-0. So I've actually gone for a 2-1 win for Arsenal today. Tony, what's your thoughts on today's prediction?
I think I went the same.
Yeah. I mean, right now, this is a lot of firepower, guys. Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Trossard. That's a lot of firepower. If you're thinking about scoring goals, this is probably your best setup. Ball comes in, and it looks like it's goal. Because Martinelli got his head on it. Probably should have done better, if I'm honest. You can see he makes a great run. He's probably offside or probably level, but I don't know what Martinelli was trying to do there in terms of he got it all wrong.
He's trying to head it. He's trying to flick it backwards into a dangerous area, but he got the header all wrong.
So, Tony, how have you been? Sorry, I've been in all sorts. I've been rushing back from Morocco today, trying to get my head together. Vincey, hope you're doing well. I know you might not be able to join us because you're still in recovery, probably the same as me. You can see I caught a bit of the flu 2 weeks ago, and blocked up nose and low lung capacity is not a good formula. And I've been struggling for the last week. So I'm still ailing a little bit, guys. So please forgive me if you can hear me coughing a little bit today. Here comes Aaron Ramsdale playing the ball out of the back. He chips it into the middle. He goes for Jesus, but we lose possession. And those are the things that Aaron Ramsdale's going to be judged on in regards to his distribution there. You know, was that the right decision? Is he making the right decisions playing the ball out of the back?
Jesus was millimeters away from getting a ball onto himself just there.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you can see straight away that the Brentford press is very strong.
Yeah, it is.
They basically have recognised that, you know, look, press up on Ramsdale when he gets the ball and give the back four some problems. So, you know, immediately they were like really full press with like 6 or 7 players in our half as the ball went to Ramsdale. And then obviously they did well to get it out. And obviously you're looking for Jesus to hold that ball from the Ramsdale chip out. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
So we can see here, I think it's going to be a hectic night for Ramsdale simply because of Brentford applying the pressure, being the home team. But we'll have to see how we deal with it. But when we're at our game, guys, we make it difficult for teams to attack us because we squeeze them so much. So that would be, for me, the game plan for Arteta. Same thing that he's been doing this season, which has brought the team 4 clean sheets away from home. And in that game against Sevilla in the Champions League, we just didn't allow them to have any time on the ball at all. So you can see here, Arsenal just trying to get possession. I think, yeah, Martinelli's Jesus is offside there. I think he's offside, so it goes back to Brentford. Cam, it's good to see you, Cam. Cam says, excited to see what we can do with Trossard at left 8. Not worried about the counters because Declan Rice, but if Trossard is suited to drop in deep and help with build-up play, he might be amazing at it. Well, that's what I've been saying for a very long time. I don't like him in Martinelli's position on the left because he can't beat a man. He can't get past the defender, so I don't like him playing out wide on the left. He's okay up front for me, but then 5'7" against 6'4" defenders, not a fan. You might get away with it for a couple of games, but if you're talking about longevity of using the player to his best abilities, no, that's a big no for me. And then so at the 8, that's where it is. The only spot left for him is at the 8, and that's where he's playing today. So let's see how well he does, guys. Let's see how well he does. Cam says it's a good game to try something different because Brentford haven't been all that this season. Brentford have been steady, mate. They've 4 draws, 4 wins, 4 losses. Anybody would call that steady in the Premier League, yeah? So it's really for them to turn it around up to the Christmas period and try and get some positive points in that period. Because, bro, Brentford are always going to be that team around 11, 12, you know, maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're always going to be that kind of team that's going to be in that position. So no complaints from their manager or their fans where they are at the moment. He said, I'd rather we did this and try and slug it out with them because that's what they want. Yeah, we've got to stifle them, mate. We've got to stifle them. And you can see Jesus just pressing hard there, man. And because of that, we get it back. Because of that press, that was all Jesus. That was all Jesus. Martinelli now on the left. Tony, what's your thoughts on the Liverpool-Manchester City game today?
I mean, I didn't watch it, so I can't really say anything other than knowing that the result being 1-1 is a good result for us. You know, both teams are start the game ahead of us, but we're now capable of leapfrogging both those teams with a win today. So yeah, it's very much a good result.
Did you see the controversy in the game in regards to the Man City disallowed goal?
No, I did.
Yeah, personally, I don't think there was any controversy about it. The VAR got it right. If a goalkeeper jumps up to catch a ball from a corner and a striker is holding his arm down, that's an automatic foul all day long. And so once they saw that, there was really no two questions about it.
Excellent work there from Saka to win the corner.
Yeah, corner to Arsenal. Camera there just focusing on Gabriel because he had his first game against Brazil. He played really well. Had the most tackles, most clearances for Brazil in both those appearances, actually. Here comes Saka at the corner. Martinelli trying to run for the short one there. Saka taking so long to take this corner.
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, the goalkeeper punches it away straight back out to Saka. He gets a second chance at it. He squares it. Trossard! Trossard blows it way over the goal.
Yeah. Looks like they were trying to bring something from the training ground, but yeah, got that all wrong, did Trossard. If he gets it right, it could be a near post fizzer, but yeah, he got it all wrong.
And Tony, he has a chance. He has time to get another touch on that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he actually does, to be honest, because you know how quickly defenders can close down. In the Premier League, you know, 1 second. I mean, it literally would have to be the very quickest of motion in terms of a stop and a hit.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. We've got sorry guys, we've had Gary and Bertram sitting in the chat, and I was just in another screen, so I didn't see you. Apologies to the both of you. First of all, let's start with Gary. Gary, how's your internet connection? Oh, it's not very good because I don't think Gary can hear me. Gary, can you hear me?
How are we doing, guys? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Gary.
Excellent.
Hey, Tom.
Gary, what's your thoughts on the team sheet?
Hey, say that again.
What's your thoughts on the team sheet?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I've got no problem with Ramsdale in goal, even if Raya was eligible. I think Ramsdale will be off in January anyway, when they seal the permanent move for Raya. I think he'll leave.
Yep. As long as we get good money for him, I ain't got a problem there.
Well, that's almost got to happen in order for the Raya deal to happen, because it's contingent on Arsenal raising funds, isn't it?
Exactly. Bertram, how are you, my brother, from another mother? I hope everything is going well with you and you're in good health. What's your thoughts on the team sheet, Bertram?
It's a logical team sheet. The only disputable position would be Ben White versus Tomiyasu, I would think. And you play Shinchenko, given how effective Mbuma has been. So it's a logical team sheet. He finally decided to bench Havertz, which is interesting. Did he bench him because of performance? Or did he bench him because he was on international duty? What was the rationale for that?
I think there's a lot of factors in. Trossard's been doing so well that how do you take him out of the team? And for weeks I've been calling for him to play at the 8, just because I don't like him on the left in Martinelli's position. I don't like him up top because he's too small, and there's no longevity there.
Ramsdale does what he normally does.
What's Ramsdale doing?
He does what he does.
God, how did we get away
all
with
the
that?
Ramsdale fan? I keep telling you this.
I said it.
Every single game he makes a fatal mistake. Every single game.
Yeah.
I told you guys this all the time. And you guys are partial in your view. He does it every game. He got away with it. They should have scored.
I'm with you on it, Bertram. I'm with you.
I told you guys this all the time. They should have scored. He does it every game.
Yeah.
And the Magic got tired of it.
What was he thinking?
Declan Rice. Well done, Declan Rice.
He does it every game, Tony. Tony. He does it every game.
Every
game.
game, Bertram. I told
Every
you.
game.
I always say it.
Every game. And then we have everybody crying about why the manager changed it. That's why he changed him. Now, Raya hasn't done a ton better in some respects. He's not as good as when he was at Brentford, but
he doesn't
does
do that. He doesn't do that.
He does.
No, Raya's made some mistakes, Tone. Come on. Raya's made some.
Gary.
Yes,
Ramsdale
Stan.
does one of these every single game. Go check the stats.
Not every single game. Not every single game.
You guys look at outcome. Look at outcome. The trouble is here, Stan, right, is that Ramsdale's coming in cold. Now, Arteta would have known. For a long time. He's been cold for a long time.
Arteta would have known that Raya wasn't going to play in this game. So maybe you give Ramsdale the game before to get his keeping up to scratch.
Apollo. Sorry, Gary. Apollo. You've been in the stream with me, Apollo. You've been in the stream with me, Apollo. What have I always said?
Yes, that's exactly what you've always said. And you are right. My counter to that, though, was that they didn't convert to mistakes leading to goals.
But you can't use that. You can't do that.
I know.
Come on.
No, Bertram, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that you're right. And the stats show it. He made 6 big mistakes last year. 6. And 2 of them resulted in goals, which was, as you know, the Southampton when we went down after 60 seconds. But he does it all the time.
So let me say this. If there was Jesus who missed that chance, we'd be crucifying Jesus. If he was playing for Brentford, the Brentford player who missed that chance should not miss that.
No,
that was too easy
I give it to Declan Rice. I thought Rice.
That's Declan Rice's defending, mate.
Yeah, that's Rice. That was on Rice. But guys, look, I do want to say, a lot of people are going to come out and talk about it right now, man. But that is the reason why, regardless of what we think about Raya, Raya's just a better keeper. He's been a bit shaky this season, but he's just a better keeper, and that's in all phases. Not just we're talking. This is distribution, but I'm talking about the other elements about coming off your line and all that stuff. He's just a better keeper. The only thing
instant danger, because we've got our dead ball specialist Leandro Trossard taking a corner. He takes fantastic corners, so this is immediately going to be a potential goal-scoring opportunity. Although the game's been stopped for some mad reason. Don't know what.
No, because he went to play the short corner, then he stopped. So the referee's saying to Odegaard, tell him to hurry up.
All right, guys, listen, hold on. I just want to say a shout out to my wife, Lisa. Lisa's in central London having drinks with her friend Tina. Shout out to you, Tina. I hope you're listening to this. Everybody give Tina a little wave.
Hello,
and
Tina.
hope you guys enjoy the game, Lisa. I love you lots, and I hope you enjoy this evening, man. Back to the game, guys. Yeah, look,
I just gave Trossard the dreaded.
Exactly.
I
wasn't going to say anything, Tone. I wasn't going to say anything.
And he delivers an absolute stinker of a corner.
Oh, mad.
Yeah, the Ramsdale moment.
So, guys, I asked Tony this question, so let me go to Gary and Bertram. Is this our best attacking front line with Trossard in at the 8? Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, Trossard, and Odegaard.
No. Can't play. He's not an 8. I cannot support him being an 8.
So this is not our best attacking.
No, Rice at the 8, Partey at the 6. That's our best attacking.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Back in 2 seconds, guys.
All right, no problem, man. Yeah, so it's so Bertram, that's a no for Bertram. What about you, Tony?
Is Rice's
no
best position at 8, though?
Everything.
Bertram, is Rice's best position at 8?
I think Rice's best position is a 6 for us at the moment. He's been unstoppable.
Yeah, but if Partey's around, he has to play. You can only Partey has to play the 6.
Would you?
Partey decided to take a long time.
Hold on, Bertram. You wouldn't play Partey at the 8. Come on, man.
No.
You wouldn't play him at the 8?
No. Because because Rice is so mobile and covers so much ground, I want him to do all the dirty work. I can't afford Partey to be running around and get injured again. I have to nurse him.
I hear you,
can't
but
be chasing people.
I hear you. But look at the strengths of both players. Partey transition, knows where to find the ball in the final third, knows how to keep ball in the midfield. Declan Rice, recoveries and tackles. Wouldn't you want a guy recovering tackles as your last line of defense? So do you see where I'm coming from, Bertram? So to me, that doesn't make sense if you're switching two of those players. You're not playing them to their strengths. You're not playing them to their
Apollo.
strengths.
We've seen Partey play the 6. He's brilliant.
Oh, yeah,
and he gets past. He does passes between the lines from deep. Rice doesn't have that in his locker.
He doesn't, but Rice has got the recoveries, and Partey. I've not seen Partey run 60 yards back and take the ball off a striker and pick his pocket consistently.
Exactly. Well, you're making my point. 60 yards. When you play CDM, you don't have to run 60 yards. You run 10 yards. You're not running 60 yards.
Bertram, you're a comedian.
No, you can't have Partey running around Apollo. He's 45 years old or 40.
Oh, look at that tackle. Who was that? I think that was Saliba. Was that
Tommy Yasu?
That was Tommy Yasu.
No, it was Saliba.
It wasn't. It was Saliba. Yeah, what a tackle from Saliba.
Apollo, when I put a 40-year-old at the 8, Apollo, you're wicked.
Thomas Partey. Well, 2 seasons ago he was 50. Then last year.
No, he's 40. He's 40. And the injuries are piling up and showing that he's really 40.
Oh, look at this, Gabriel. The ball goes wide to Martinelli. Bertram, I'm on 19 minutes and 50 seconds.
I am with you.
Right, okay, good.
I'm with you too.
Excellent. So we're all in unison at the moment. Guys, it's a scrappy game, man. It's the type of game I thought it would be.
You can't break them down at all.
Yeah, it's the type of game that I thought it would be, man.
I mean, you're getting good movement from Jesus. He's putting himself about in different areas.
When you just change the wing, come on, move the ball to the next wing. Let them move around.
I think the benefit here, guys, is this is Brentford. This isn't Burnley or this isn't any team that sits at the back. They're going to want to be expressive at home because they have to win this game too. So that's the thing we got going for us today. Bertram, what was your thoughts on the Liverpool-Manchester City game? We were just talking about the fact that the disallowed goals should have been disallowed. It was the right call to make because a striker cannot hold a goalkeeper's arm down. Oh, here comes Martinelli.
I thought that was interesting given the push by Joe Linton on... The more I see these things, the more I laugh. Like, really, guys? His arms were out. He pushed, and people are saying it's subjective. And what's his name? Conte, he didn't push. He didn't put his arms out, right? He bounced him, but you could have said, you know what? They're both jumping for the ball. So Saka got a call against him, a game or two ago for a foul when we had a chance to score. I don't understand, and I go back to this game, why Joe Linton wasn't called for a foul. It makes no sense. And for the PGA model to come out and says it was okay, this just undermines their credibility, frankly.
Yeah,
100%. It's when they say that they can't be sure it's a push. Well, you can see that it's clearly a push.
They're trying to say just lean forward traditionally, but it was a problem.
Overall, guys, it just means today is really where we can start to get stronger as the season goes on. We're starting to get some injured players back now. I don't know about the news about Urian Timber is out for the season. That's not what I've been told at all. So
I heard he's out for the Euros too.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that, but that's not what I've got from my sources from the medical team. So I'll have to wait and see what happens here. Here comes Brentford with the attack, but it's defended by Zinchenko.
I was watching
over the bar.
I was watching Doku against Trent Alexander-Arnold today. I'm just smiling all game. Every ball he touched. Trent runs right, he goes left. I'm wondering, would he try to tackle him or try to space?
It's madness. That's why Ramsdale is on the bench this season. 18 says Ramsdale is on the bench for this reason. Vincey says leave Ramsdale alone. It's his first game since since the clocks went back. So he's on Gary's side, guys. I think everybody's coming in cold because we've just had the international break. So there's not been. First of all, when players come back from the international break, they're tired, they're jaded, they're exhausted. So there's always a drop off when you come back, and this goes for every team really. And then obviously, as Gary said, there's not a lot of football being played. So I think it's quite balanced for both teams here. Arsenal's still on the attack at the moment. Terry, what's going on, Terry?
The international break was great, actually. I loved it.
Terry says 15 in the chat. Vincey says to Gary, keep it real, Gary, on 100% on Ramsdale. So he agrees with you on Ramsdale. James, what's going on, James? Big up to James. He says it's 3-1 to Arsenal. He's going for Cam's talking to Vincey, and he says to Vincey, it's curtains for Ramsdale for sure. He's toast now. Alfie, what's going on, Alfie? Alfie said, did I just hear my man say that Rice can't break the lines with passes? And Nay said, welcome back. Yeah, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. Shout out to my cousin Daniel as well. Big up you. Big up the missus. Big up the little pitney them. I hope you're doing well, bro.
The comment about Rice breaking line passes is that he doesn't do it in the same fluidity way that
Check over the cross. Does. It's gone over the bar. Trossard's got to do better than that. Come on, guys. Oof.
He should hit the target. Of our 3 CDMs, Rice is the worst at doing that. It's not even close. Jorginho is better. Partey is better. I'm not sure what the debate is.
Got to put that down as a chance. You got to put that down as a chance.
That's what that cross there. That's when you want Havertz on the end of that at 6-3. I know he's not starting.
No, we have Havertz where he is, where he belongs. Havertz is where he belongs, Gary.
Yeah, at 6'3", you get your head on that a lot easier than that 5 foot and a bit. But that's what you want from the left-sided 8 to get in the box, and that's what Havertz doesn't do enough.
Yes, agreed. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what? I'm so guilty because I haven't put this on Twitter yet. So bear with me, guys. I'm going to put the stream on Twitter. I'm so naughty.
Of course, you mean X.
as if X makes any sense.
So the game's been stopped. I'm not really sure why.
I think there were 2 balls on the field, right?
Okay.
Something like that. Must be.
No, someone's injured, isn't it?
Nah, because I was going to say, if there's 2 balls on the field, with Arsenal in possession, surely you just kick 1 ball off the field.
Which one?
Oh, look, Arsenal. Oh, look at that.
The one furthest from the Brentford goal.
It's very noticeable how Brentford really are pressing up on Ramsdale.
But he's coming in cold, isn't he? Ain't played a lot of football.
I don't get this coming in cold business.
Well, he hasn't played a lot of football, has he? He's played hardly any football, so he's coming in from the cold. No? Sounds self-explanatory to me.
You're a goalkeeper. You never get cold.
I'm not a goalkeeper. My son's a goalkeeper. I'm not.
Sorry, guys. I just heard Gary's son say that he was a goalkeeper, so it would be good to get his opinion on this.
He's only 11 though, but he has just been accepted to own NEFC. Martinelli, man, just run down the blind alley. Yeah, if any player is not playing in the team week in, week out, when they get chosen to play, they're basically coming in cold. So they're not up to the normal standards that they would normally be if they're playing week in, week out. That's what I mean by coming in cold.
I don't get it.
Gary, we do understand, Gary, but in Ramsdale case, whether he's cold,
Tony don't
hot,
get.
or warm,
Tony don't get it.
whether it's cold, hot, or warm, he makes the same mistakes. It's a continuum. It's not an aberration. It's a continuum.
I mean, you're the goalkeeper. You haven't got the same amount of options that you do when you're an outfield player and you can run around. Most of your job takes place in an 18-yard box. Yeah? If a player is coming towards me, kick the freaking ball out and make sure that he doesn't get a foot on the ball. That surely doesn't need anybody to be hot or cold to make that decision. And if you've been doing that all season long, when you were playing week in, week out, I don't blame this. Oh, he's cold. No, I'm sorry. You have one job. One job.
You have one job.
Stop the ball going in the net. And if you create
That's a great ball in from Zinchenko again. Oh!
That must be spin up, isn't it?
Zinchenko, guys. It's been Zinchenko today. That's the third time he's put a danger ball into the box, and he's on the ball again now. Zinchenko's the guy that's really, really making things happen. And he's pushed up so much. It's almost like playing with two number 10s.
I don't know why they don't play him at the 8.
Yeah, why don't
That's what I'm saying. It makes, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, play him at the 8.
Absolutely.
Play him at the 8.
He can't defend anyway.
He puts another ball in, and Jesus gets the ball. He tries to spin turn in the way we see Eddie does and get a shot off, but I think Pinham makes a great block on it.
But do you know what? If that's Eddie, he turns first time. The moment he touches the ball, Eddie's already turned.
Yep.
Jesus rolled the ball to his left foot, and then by the time he turned back to hit it with his left, the defender was there to get the block. If he turns the first time when the ball's played initially, the defender don't know what's going on, and he gets a free strike on goal.
Oh! I thought that was in the back of the net, Gabriel. Jesus, that was close. That was close. You can see here the corner comes in. Gabriel gets up. Oh, it comes off his back. It comes off his back. What a goal that would have been. Gabriel is turned and it comes off his back. It hits the number 6 on the back of his shirt and it goes wide. I think they got away with that one. Here comes our mastermind or our blockbuster or our countdown. And so I should do a countdown for it, but I don't have the sound for countdown here. For Gary with Emerson. Gary, there's your question, bro. Do you want to read it out? I'm just going to check out my daughter in the kitchen for a moment.
All right. Gary, it's only for me only. So all of yours, just be quiet. Who are the only 2 ex-academy players that have played for both teams? Right, one of them is Josh De Silva is one. And who would be the other one? Josh De Silva is definitely one. Right. Josh De Silva. Ex-academy. Just thinking, would it be who was the red-headed dude? Steve Sidwell, maybe? Just thinking, I know he played for Fulham, but where did he go after Fulham?
It's a good shot, Gary. Emerson hasn't responded, so I imagine that he's saying you're wrong.
It's definitely Josh De Silva. 100% Josh De Silva. Who was the other one?
Ramsdale. Drive.
Zinchenko's defending has improved quite a bit in the last couple of games, man. You don't think, Stan?
Zinchenko and defending. I'm not sure those two go together, but
No, well, they didn't. I'll be in total agreement with you, mate. Like in the last couple of games, he really seems to have improved.
Nah, you're right. You're right. He's made a few tackles and won some balls where you think he would get
Which is
himself.
Right. So, Gary, did you answer that question from Emerson?
I've got one of them, and I'm just trying to figure out the other one. I know one is definitely Josh Da Silva,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just trying to think the other one. Oh, Benicophobe.
Ah.
Did he not play for Brentford?
Yeah, I think he did.
Plays for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
did.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go Josh Da Silva and Benicophobe. Hit me back, Emerson. Hit me back.
Yeah, Vincey says, Cam, I don't think you just sell Ramsdale for that error. Ramsdale has made, Raya has made some silly errors too. He has, but the question here, Vincey, is does he have a record of doing it? And he actually doesn't. What we've seen from Raya this season is actually been quite strange and rare because he's never been known to be that type of player. So one must say that Arsenal has a lot of expectations. They're playing in the Champions League, so you're no longer a big fish in a small pond in Brentford. You're now a small fish in a big pond playing at Arsenal, and so I think that's the reason why we're seeing some erratic play from Raya. However, the Raya I've watched over the last 2 or 3 years has been solid and error free, and so I know he has that in him. So
let's not forget Apollo.
It's style of play. It's style of play. It's style of play.
Yeah, but let's not forget the manager wants the keepers. Yeah, the manager wants the keepers to draw the opponents in and play the ball literally lastminute.com.
Yeah, and Ramsdale can't do that. He can't do that.
Yeah, his game with Brentford was he plays the ball to Tony, who plays off to Mbuma. That's how they operated, right? So you don't have to spend a ton of time on the ball trying to play short passes and taking more risks. You go long to Tony all the time. That's his outlet. He doesn't have that here.
18 says,
even if he did have it here, we wouldn't be playing that way anyway.
No, I think look, it comes down to Ramsdale's been a quality goalkeeper for us. He's been a very good goalkeeper. There's no two ways. You can't argue about his performance last season. But last season he did make a lot of errors and he did tail off after 31 games. His last 7 games were atrocious, and I don't think there's anyone here that would disagree. So the question is I think what Vincey was just talking about. You're going to have to now go and find another goalkeeper. There's not a lot of quality second-string goalkeepers around, but I reckon that they'll
he's done another one. He's done another one. What the hell?
Tony, talk us through it, because I can't see that yet.
He basically just went to throw the ball out and made a complete pig's ear of it. And he got away with it. But now after on the attack. Oh!
Yeah, I thought
that Saka's feet.
Yeah, I thought that should have been a free kick to Bukayo Saka, but the goalie didn't think so. 18 says, Bertram sounds so much more positive these days. It's great to see. Emerson says, correct on that one, Gary, but wrong on the other one. Vincey says, making excuses for errors now. Unbelievable how quickly this fan base turns on Ramsdale. I think that the people that were saying that, Vincey, was saying it last season.
Yeah,
like Bertram.
Me and Bertram have been on that for a long time.
I don't think they've turned, Vincey, because they were saying exactly the same thing when Ramsdale was playing. However, you in this team, it's different. You're not going to be the starter just because of those reasons. You're going to be the main goalkeeper because you're playing the way that the manager wants you to play. And unless Ramsdale changes his distribution mindset, then he'll probably never be looked at as a starter for this club. And
the interesting thing there, Apollo, is He's not a scrub of a goalkeeper. He's
Here we go again. Here we go again. Oh,
Come on, Jesus.
Oh.
Cross the ball on the ground.
God
And
damn
hope
it.
it
Yeah, go on,
ricochets off
Tony.
somebody. You can't score from there.
What's he
Go on,
doing?
Tony. Go on, Tony.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
it's-
So the interesting thing there about Ramsdale is he's still a very good goalkeeper. You know, he's obviously very good at saves. His distribution, you know, last season was phenomenal and probably hasn't got much worse. So there's no reason to discount him as a good quality backup to Raya. But what we are clearly seeing is those errors in game. And this is why I say about the, you know, oh, he's cold. Well, just look at that throw out. You do that every day. You can't say, oh, the reason I threw the ball and it slipped out my fingers was because I'm cold. That's your job. That is your job.
Yeah,
you
I
have
agree,
one
Tony.
job. You know,
So
you don't
we're
have
only
to
in the
do
first
the
half.
things that defenders do and tackle players and attack and beat players and mark space. You just have to stop the ball going in the net and distribute it to players. Now, if you can't see the player, you don't distribute. Simple. Now,
Look, every
what I will
goalkeeper
say
makes
about
errors,
Raya, is his job for distribution probably was a lot easier at Brentford, because when you've got a target man like Ivan Toney, you know, that's such a great target.
Go on, do it. Go on, Saka on the right, guys, being double teamed as he is always. Yeah.
Oh, Martinelli, man.
Oh.
Martinelli.
Zinchenko wins the ball back. Martinelli gets the ball.
Yeah, but he doesn't use his left foot, Apollo. He drags it onto his left, and then he has to cut back in.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to go on your left, hit it with your left.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
You know, I've taught one of my under-12s to use his opposite foot. The last 6 goals he scored, 5 of them have been with his left foot. He's never used it before in his life.
I thought the goalkeeper could have caught that, Gary.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
There we go. There's danger. Leandro Trossard with the corner.
Oh,
Another poor
Tony,
corner.
we were hoping you wouldn't say that again, Tone. It doesn't pass.
He did a little bit better, but it wasn't good enough.
What is going on with Trossard's corners today?
Can't beat the first man.
Literally, they were just like pinpoint last week or a couple of weeks back when I was at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Arsenal can make Brentford.
Great ball. Finished. Oh, Jesus. Yes!
Yes!
Yeah, Trossard.
Trossard.
Jesus should have scored with the header. The keeper saved it. He just knocked it up in the air. Terrible save.
Is he onside?
I'm not sure if he's onside. I'm not sure if he's onside. They're going to have to look at that on VAR.
I think it's gone to VAR.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's onside.
Yeah, but there's not a pass to him.
I know.
No, but
he's
it's
in an outside position. He can't get the goal.
It's whether he's in front of Jesus when Jesus heads it.
Let's see.
That cannot be offside, bro.
Right, let's have a look. Here's a replay.
Right, Jesus is on. Oh, and Trossard is on.
It's on.
Trossard is onside. Jesus should have scored with a header.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah. Trossard's onside. Yeah, it's the goal. So guys, I asked you a question earlier on and said, do you think this is our best attacking front line? And I think 2 of you said no, and the other said you're not sure yet.
So no, I don't think I agree with what Stan said. Party at the 6 and Rice at the 8. He's onside. You can see that he's clearly onside.
Yeah.
Draw the lines. So
it's close, actually. It's
Yeah,
close.
but he's not passing. Jesus isn't passing to Trossard.
No, Tone. If Trossard is in front of Jesus when he headers the ball, he's offside because he can't compete for it. So if Zinchenko would have knocked it in, Zinchenko would have been offside. But I think literally millimeters, Trossard is behind him.
I think his big toe may be offside. It
Yeah,
looks
we
close.
have fun with these all day long.
And if bar is so long, they're not sure. So you got to just run the line. Run the line.
Right, guys, the goal stands. The goal stands according to Emerson.
Okay.
It says the goal stands.
Yeah, the goal stands. Yeah, I'm pulling it. I've got a good eye. Tony's taking his glasses off to have a look.
Look, Alfie's saying
No, he's giving it's offside. He's given offside.
So Alfie said it's offside, and Emerson says the goal stands.
No, it's offside. Offside by literally 0.5 millimeter.
Yeah, it's big toe.
No, yeah, he's waved it off.
All right, you go again.
But that's terrible goalkeeping, though. First of all, he's got to either push that up and over the bar or punch it out. You can't just flap it up in the air.
Yeah. Vincey says that the only problem, Gary, with Partey at the 6 is that we don't move the ball as quickly as Rice doesn't go forward that quick as he prefers to pass. It's another option to have. My cousin Daniel saying that's some bull. Emerson says no goal, but but looked at the comment above. Oh, okay. And Vincey says again, we move the ball quicker at Partey. Yeah, Partey is the best transitional player in the league. We move the ball so much quicker. There's no team that transitions better than we do when Partey's in the midfield. Here comes Arsenal again, guys. 44 minutes. Actually, it's 45 minutes now. Here comes Trossard. But it's a poor ball from Trossard. Then we win it back. Here comes Gabriel. Sir Martinelli on the left.
Oh, go on, Jesus. Oh, ref! That's a dirty foul.
Oh, no.
That's a dirty foul.
It's a yellow referee. It's a yellow referee.
Yeah, he got a yellow for it.
Wow. Yeah, I think he leads in with his elbow there, doesn't he?
And then he's acting surprised. Why are you acting surprised?
He's acting like, what did I do?
Like, really?
You know what? I think it was actually because he kicked the ball away after.
What?
He kicked the ball away after. I don't think he gets it for the foul. I think he gets it because he launched the ball into the stands. Come on, Arsenal. You just want a player just on the edge there. Just roll it. I'm going to try and get it inside that top post. Oh, pinball. Oh, what is that, Zinchenko?
Oh, what are we doing? Arsenal's players' hands are up, saying it was handball. I didn't see that.
Zinchenko he's playing as an 8 anyway. Just play him as the 8. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Brentford has a lot of men back, actually. Difficult to penetrate.
Yeah, they defend well, man.
Oh, wife! Oh! Zinchenko knocks the ball across. It's behind Odegaard. Tommy Asu is steaming in behind him, and Odegaard tries a scorpion kick.
Yeah, he does. Listen, in my opinion, guys, Zinchenko's been our best player this half. He's been our best player this half. He's caused all kinds of problems for them. And the only thing we're not doing is taking pot shots from distances. Who knows what deflection that you might get? We seem to have nullified most of what Brentford are doing in the attacking sense, which I talked about at the beginning of the stream. You know, we're just really good at suffocating teams in the midfield because our shape is so tight and we get on them so quickly. But we're just anyway. Look, this first half, it's slow build up. Let's see how the game develops. It's half time here at Brentford Arsenal, and we just have to wait to see what happens. I think it's a decent half. We've had our chances. We've definitely had our chances, guys. Let's just change the banner. Arsenal with that opportunity to go top of the league. Half time. Here we go. Right. Tony, I can't hear you.
How about those Dolphins?
Listen, I can't. You're not going to get no problem with me, man. I think that I told you. I think if they can get past the Chiefs, which I think they can do, I think they could get to the Super Bowl this year, which would be incredible. Yeah. Considering we haven't seen them get close since Dan Marino left.
Yeah, definitely. If we can get past the Chiefs, I mean, don't rule out the Bills. I know they're having a torrid time, but you know they're still the Bills.
Yeah, for real, man. So, guys, it's half time at the moment here. Not a lot to talk about. It's been quite a slow game. But for me, guys, the quality of Zinchenko and his deliveries, that is the difference in this game. If we haven't had that, then I think that this would be a bore fest because Zinchenko's created, quite frankly, the best chances in the game. There's two headers which have not actually been on target. I think the first header was from Martinelli, near post, and then the second header was from Trossard, who comes in, gets between the centre backs, and just doesn't hit the target. And I actually thought he had a great opportunity there to score and to put Arsenal 1-0 up. He then gets a goal, which is disallowed because he's a toenail offside. But it's been quite an eventful first half for me. Not really anything else to talk about except for how great Zinchenko's been and how eventful, and I'll say eventful, Ramsdale has been. He's looked like a bag of nerves back there. He really has. There was a superb block from Declan Rice. If you've just joining us now for the game, Ramsdale just makes an absolute meal of it. We're in trouble. It looks like when Beno was going to score, and then Declan Rice gets into position and blocks the shot with his knee. Dreadful mistake by Ramsdale. And then he did it. Ramsdale did it again later on as well. It just looks like he's in all sorts at the moment. But as I said, that's the only talking point apart from the Trossard goal that was disallowed. Went to VAR and they ruled it off for offside because he's big toenail. But outside of that, there's not really been much talking points. Tony, what's been your thoughts of the first half?
Been a little bit disjointed, but at the same time, you kind of expect some kind of, hangover left from the international break where players like the three Gabriels have only just come back yesterday or late Thursday. So I kind of expect there to be some residual hangover in that regard. But, look, this looks like a very well-organised Brentford defence. They, as I said, during a couple of periods in the half, they look very targeted when they're pressing. They know that there's a potential opportunity for errors, and they've made it worrisome for Aaron Ramsdale. Other than that, we've a little bit huffed and puffed. Neither Saka nor Martinelli really doing anything against their defenders. But of course, Brentford doing well because they're doubling up on both those players. So you kind of hope that something could happen through the middle. I would like to see somebody start taking some shots from outside the box. It just, when you've got as good a defence as they have got, and I've got to give them that plaudit. They have a fantastic defence. They're doing extremely well in spaces. They're not giving away opportunities. You do need a little bit more invention down the middle. Something that, at this stage, you're kind of looking who's going to break that, that tight play. Odegaard would be the natural player that you look for, but he hasn't been at the races of late. Obviously, he's been missing for a while.
Yeah, he played in 5 weeks in the
Yeah,
league.
but he has played internationally. But obviously, you know, as you say, coming in cold. Yeah, you know, I just hope we can up the ante in the second half. If we need to make changes, we make changes. But yeah, this looks like a game that's there for the winning. But we just need to up the ante in terms of the quality of play that we're doing and be a little bit more offensive minded. I actually keep wondering, is Gabriel Jesus the answer that we need at top? Because I just wish we had a
No,
Giroud type player.
no, he's not.
I wish we had a Giroud type player.
So we've talked about Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney doesn't produce more goals than Jesus, but I've talked to you guys about Jesus being in the top 10. He's actually in 6 because it's improved since I sent the original stat out. Over 90 minutes, goals and assists in the Premier League history. Someone in the forum sent that out again this week. I think it was Kaba who sent it out, and all it does is it just dispels any of the fan talk that he's not good enough. When you got a guy whose goals and assists over 90 minutes is the 6th highest. I can try and pull the list up again if you want. Actually, let me do that.
But does that answer your question, Apollo? Does that make him the focal point that Arsenal need in the type of football system that they're playing? I unfortunately have to say no, he isn't. I think he's an absolutely fantastic footballer, but if he's not delivering, chances for the likes of Saka and Martinelli, then I've got to be questioning whether he's actually the guy. When you look at Giroud, the guy's 40 whatever now, and he's still scoring at every level of this game. He scored 2 in the 14-0 win against for France against Gibraltar. I know it's a nothing game, but he's still playing for the former world champions France at his senior age and doing things that, quite frankly, Gabriel Jesus could never do.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're right to question it. I would also question it as well. I think it's right to do that, but at the same time, it's also right to remember that Jesus missed a lot of chances, man. He missed a lot of chances too. And so what works with one...
Does he need to be that guy? Or does, look, last year without him, we shared the goals of plenty everywhere. And I just think Arsenal are more a team by community than an individual team.
Yeah.
Let's go to the header that Trossard gets offside. Jesus should have scored that.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, and that's the talking point for the first half.
That's a terrible miss
alone. Yeah, it's an awful miss. It's an awful miss. He's got to score that. But
Ivan Toney scoring that. Olivier Giroud,
well, the thing is, when he headers it,
scoring that.
When he headers it, he's got to header it down.
Yeah.
Header it down. Don't header it straight at the keeper. Header it down. Make the keeper make a decent save.
Right. So here's the sheet again for you guys. If you missed it, this shows us non-penalty goals and assists per 90 minutes in Premier League history. The top player is Thierry Henry, and we know that because he had 37 goals and he had 20 assists, which was a Premier League record. I've tried to blow it up as much as I can, Tony. So Thierry Henry averaged 0.95 goals or assists in every game. So that meant he nearly averaged a goal and assist or an assist in every single game that he played in his Premier League history. That is insane. Second is Sergio Aguero. Let me get the number.
Number 11 is Olivier Giroud.
Yeah. Number 11 is Giroud. Yeah. Is Aguero, then Mo Salah, then Robin van Persie, then Drogba, and then Jesus in sixth place, which is higher than Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, that's a great list you've got. And if you're going to tell me that if we go by the list, Gabriel Jesus is a better striker than Alexis Sanchez, I'll bite your hand off.
No, but that's not what we're saying, is it? We're saying as a football player, per 90 minutes per game, how much do you influence the game in terms of goals? We're not talking about a striker, because if you look at this list,
the stats look great, Apollo, but I just don't think he does. I really don't. I don't think he gets enough.
Well, he clearly does on this list, and he clearly does for us as well. Last season, Tony, he played 24 games and had a hand in 18 goals and assists.
Yeah.
So you can't argue with the numbers. The problem that we've got.
The numbers are not painting the full picture, Apollo. It's what I'm saying.
Well, they are, because we just talked about last season.
You, Apollo, let's be honest. Yeah, are you taking that player, over 10 other players, including one Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Dennis Bergkamp, and Alexis Sanchez? Are you mad?
No, I'll tell you what it is. Bro. I'll tell you what it is, Tony. You asked me the question before.
If you tell me that Jesus is better than any of them players that you just named,
Tony. So this is why at the moment this is a very difficult question for me to answer, because the reason why I didn't answer you 10 minutes ago when you broke it up, because the question is we don't know. Last season he only played 24 out of the 38 games. This season he's been injured again. So for me, while some of you fans may put out, yes, I've made up my mind, I can't make up my mind, because I haven't seen him play consistently for Arsenal Football Club. And until I do, I won't be able to answer that question, because because the numbers are really good. When he plays for us and he starts,
mate, the numbers are good, but they are hiding something that you're not taking into account, Apollo.
And what's that?
Okay, let's work this out. He plays most of his football at Man City, a team that is heavily able to create chances and opportunities. Better than any team in the world.
There's a lot of players on this list.
Guess what? The manager at Man City decided he's not good enough for my team.
Yeah, okay, Tony, come on. I don't think if you replace somebody with the best striker in the world and you're saying that he weren't good enough, come on.
No.
Come on, Tony.
Apollo.
Who's better than Haaland up front now?
Apollo. Is he better than Pep Guardiola decided to go, you know what? I've got 2 or 3 strikers better than Gabriel Jesus in Julian Alvarez and Erling Haaland. Because if Jesus was really that good, he would have kept Jesus and added Haaland to the mix.
I'm not going for that, Tony. The reason why I'm not going for that is because he wanted to leave Man City. He made it clear. Pep tried to keep him, and Pep said we couldn't. We did everything we could to keep him. We couldn't. He wanted to go.
Why would he want to leave? Why would he want to leave?
But we're on a different conversation here, making it.
He wanted to leave, so because he wanted more playing time.
Yeah. Look, this guy scored 94 goals in 230 games for Man City, playing on the left, playing on the wing. I think he scored. He started 9 games at striker up top for City out of those 230 games. One of them was in that semi-final against Real Madrid, which he was man of the match. He was easily their best player.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a player with far better goals and assist ratios than Gabriel Jesus, and he's not on your list. Yeah? Bukayo Saka.
No.
I personally agree with Tony. I don't think that Jesus is the answer. He doesn't convert enough decent chances that he has or has had to warrant being the main man.
And so you see so Gary, that statement right there, that's wrong. Because you look, because a lot of the other strikers in this league miss a ton of chances, including the said Olivier Giroud. But with Jesus, it's picked up because he's our striker now. We're seeing the chances he misses now. You know, when I used to ask this question about Man City fans with Sergio Aguero, they used to say the same thing to me. He misses too many chances. Yeah. Olivier Giroud. Tony just said, you know, we need someone like him. But guess what? He misses a lot of chances. That's what strikers do. Strikers, they miss chances. That's what they do. And we're seeing the ones that Jesus miss. And we're making it sound like he's the only striker in the world who misses those chances. A lot of strikers miss chances. And I do agree, yes, he misses chances, but so does everyone else. I haven't seen, we've seen Trossard here today. He's had 2 good chances where he could have scored, and he hasn't. Strikers just miss chances. That's what they do. Look,
so we're back started, boys.
Yeah, I'm saying, guys, that Jesus for Arsenal has been very, very productive. His biggest problem is that he can't stay fit. Maybe if he stayed fit, we'd be able to see more goals, more output. But the guy had a hand in 18 goals in 24 starts last season. That is incredible. That is the only strikers that did better than that was Harry Kane and Haaland. That's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at.
Get out, Saka. Oh, why did you cut back in? Oh, it's over the bar. Saka, just take him on the right.
Yeah, another chance. Gary, you're ahead of us because I'm just seeing Saka doing that now. And it's over
So the ball was played long. Pinnock heads it back. Odegaard nicks it. Saka's on the outside. He plays Saka in, but Saka just comes back on his left foot. And then he goes back on his right and crosses it. And it's put behind him. So it's actually a corner. It's actually a corner.
Yeah, it is. Didn't he give the corner?
No, he gave a goal kick.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
The whole point is when Odegaard played Saka, he was on his right foot and he chose to come back on his left. But then he went back on his right to cross the ball. But
Gary,
he could have done that in the first place.
Gary, this one's for you here. He says, Gary, the other player was Nico Yanaris, and also Brentford are playing. Oh, yeah. I think he's talking about the other player that you missed. Because you got the first one right, but the second one was Nico Yanaris.
Never heard of him.
I remember him. I remember Nico.
Vincey says, style of play, quality of chances, it's not even close when you consider the players in those positions. Like, I think that list that we pulled up there was quality. I think every player deserves to be on that list. And it's harsh to say, look, I think Jesus has been criticized as an Arsenal player. And I want to see
Why are you appealing to offside, Zinchenko?
I want to see him put a full season together where he's not injured. He couldn't have been this injury prone when he was at City. Why is he getting injured all the time now he's at Arsenal? It's a Danny Welbeck situation over again. He never got injured.
I think it just shows because at City they don't play this. They don't play week in, week out. They get rested. They get rested. They play. They play. They get rested.
Emerson says Gary's out of his misery with the answer.
I wasn't in misery, to be honest. I forgot about it. But I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the answer, Emerson. I'm not happy with the answer.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tricky one, wasn't it? Oh, right. So we're back, guys. So the Brentford fan. So I'm picking it up on here. Can you guys hear what the Brentford fans were singing?
Nah.
They were singing England's number 4. England's number 4 to Aaron Ramsdale. Oh dear.
Oh, get some communication.
Ramsdale
These
does better
players
there. Yeah, Ramsdale
What
does
is?
better there.
Oh my God! There's no communication out there though.
No, there isn't.
Again, Odegaard just nicked the ball off of another player.
It's messy right now. It's messy. Yeah. It's on there, Terry. It's on the page. It's 0-0. It's on the page, mate. Vincey says it's sloppy football. Sloppy football. We just got no control in the middle of the park with the ball. That's all it is. And really, Odegaard's done nothing in this game. I know he's been out for 5 weeks. I get it.
Good. What a cross! What a cross that is! What a
Who's
cross
that?
from Martinelli! How has no one gambled that he's going to put the ball there?
Well, Odegaard puts his hand up before he crosses the ball, and really he should have ran on it. If you look at the replay, Odegaard puts his hand up. You can see Odegaard running into the box now. Look, Odegaard's right in the right position on the penalty spot. He puts his hand up there. Martinelli crosses the ball in, and Odegaard doesn't make the run in for it. So I think that was on Odegaard.
Yeah, that was a good cross.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta seemed to think it was a good cross as well. So he's asking players, someone's got to take a gamble there. Surely, you know, even if you take a gamble, what you're doing, you pull a player out of position because somebody has to go with the run. It's the decoy run, which is not, you know what I mean?
Bad header, Gabriel.
I wonder if somebody's going to come in for Ramsdale in the new year, though. Emerson says, Gary, he wore the highest squad number shirt during his spell at Arsenal between 2011 and 2014.
Oh.
Nico Yanaris.
Yeah. Gary's killing me.
Are we still talking about that guy? I just remember what I did yesterday, let alone in 2011, 2014.
Big up to my man Kirk. I don't know if you're in the place, but I did see Kirk a couple of days ago in King's Cross. Great to see you, Kirk, if you're listening. Hope you're well, and Merry Christmas to you for the upcoming season.
Yeah, Kirk is because Kirk does the games. He manages the games, so he's been out today, and he normally catches the streams on replay, Tony.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd mention it.
Yeah.
Well done, Tommy. Brilliant.
Yeah, Arsenal just do such a great job of pressing teams. I can't wait. I saw Liverpool and Man City play today, and I just thought I really expected more from Liverpool. If I'm honest, I went for Liverpool to win the game, and I really expected more from them. Vincey says, how many quality chances today? I think 3. I think
Brentford are on here. Brentford are on. Shot wide.
I think 3. The Jesus chance, the Martinelli header in the first half, and the Trossard header as well. So I think we've
bad
created
defending, man.
3 quality chances there, Vincey. I think we've had 3 quality chances. And you know what's funny, Vincey? Every single one of them has been headers. And every single one of them was played through by Zinchenko. Brentford just sitting on the porch on Ramsdale.
Well done, Gabriel. Well done, Gabriel. He muffed the clearance, but then he made it back. Oh, Saka, you are playing. There you are.
I just feel so much better with Tomiyasu back there. Saka on the right now. Here we go. Tomiyasu's come up for the overlap in support. Odegaard not been as influential as I was hoping he was going to be today. It's really all on Zinchenko, who's on the ball right now.
But you know, the thing is, Odegaard has got a player on his toes every time. You know, this is great man management by Brentford.
Great ball. Come on, Martinelli. Go on, Martinelli. Go on, Martinelli.
It was Jurgen Klopp. It was Jurgen Klopp that started that, Tony. Odegaard goes far post to Martinelli.
Great ball from Odegaard.
Oh, wow, God. Guys, Martinelli puts the ball into the box. This time, Odegaard does make the run into the box, but the ball is just slightly behind him. The timing was
I think it took a nick off of a Brentford player, Apollo.
Oh.
That's what took it away from him.
Odegaard right in there through, making those late runs that he's famous for. Oh.
We just need one of them, Vincey. I can see what you said in terms of how many chances. We just need one of them.
He says only one Jesus and Martinelli should have done better. Got to create more. Well, with that lineup, you've got a lot of creativity in that lineup. As I said, I think that's the best attacking lineup that I've seen this season from Arsenal.
Well, it's not working right now.
Yeah, well, it's 0-0 away from home against a good quality side. There's still plenty of football left to play, Tony.
Go on, Deck. Go on, Deck. Go on, Deck. Yeah, Tomiyasu. Got to get on the outside.
Yeah,
you know what we don't do enough. We don't swap our wingers over. You know what I mean? They just stay. Saka stays right. Martinelli stays left. I think we've got a bit of interchange. There's no interchange in this team.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of that, especially last year.
Right
This year,
cross.
they've only done it.
Get in front of him, Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel, is this?
Zinchenko makes the run. The cross comes in. How many crosses has Martinelli put in today?
Saka's got to hit the deck, man. Saka's got to hit the deck there. That's a penalty all day long. He stays on his feet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a penalty.
Yeah, it's a bit soft if it is. Oh,
yeah, Ramsdale's
good
done well.
positioning by Ramsdale.
Yeah, he comes well off his line there, Ramsdale.
Yeah, that was good. Yellow card for Martinelli.
I think Bertram is looking a bit concerned there. There's 35 minutes left in the game. We need to win this to go top of the league. This is a statement game.
We're not creating enough chances. We're not creating enough clear-cut chances or big chances. We're playing.
What frustrates me is that we just play the same way. There's no shots from outside the box. You know, he's just trying to walk through all these men all the time.
No, we go wide.
Oh, go on, no! The break was on there. We couldn't get it forward.
But that's not Martinelli's forte. He doesn't think that way.
I think if there's anybody who's got a good breakaway mindset, it's Martinelli, because he's always that.
Now I'm talking about his passing, not his running to the goal. Passing, meaning seeing the pass way ahead and making that decision. But you're right. He scored a few of those. Chelsea, Man U, just Disallowed. He scored a few where he break away.
Question for Gary.
Not another one. I feel like I'm at school. A Brentford player has a connection with Arsenal. What is it? Oh, come on, Emerson, man. Come on. Tune in to watch the football. It feels like I'm at school. Tone, can you send me to the headmaster? I don't want to do the homework. A Brentford player, David Raya. Yeah, David Raya is a Brentford player. Ben Mee.
Got 3 players out there with 2 marking. Good.
I'm going to say Ben Mee. Ain't he a relative of old Bertie?
Well in, Trossard. So, guys, we're at 57 minutes. Time for some new legs, perhaps?
What?
Are there any legs?
I think it's just time for some different ideas, Tone.
Game changing legs.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to indicate. I mean, you know, we've got a big game against Lens in 4 days or 3 days. You know, in an ideal world, you want to be able to bring on some players, change the game, win the game, and go, you know, go away. Or we're at home, aren't we, against Lens?
We just look blasé. There's nothing penetrative. It's just same sequence of events, and you get the same outcome.
Yeah, that's why for me, when that starts to happen, the manager has to make a change.
Yeah, but this is where we always say he doesn't manage the game. His in-game management is non-existent. Just keep going the same way. Don't swap Martinelli and Saka. Don't swap Trossard and Martinelli. Don't swap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just make a change. Make something happen. Are you sure? The referee just made Tomiyasu walk back 2 steps. to take the throw.
The throw the ball to Zinchenko, of course. That's so easy. Not that difficult. So what was who was challenging me before early in the program talking about I was saying Rice doesn't play the ball between the lines, and they were having a hissy fit about it. I mean, how many balls have Rice played and split the defense today in the entire game so far?
That'll be Apollo.
It wasn't Apollo. It was somebody in the chat who was basically negating what I was saying because I was talking nonsense. Basically.
Eddie's getting ready.
Not sure what game they're watching with Rice. Yeah, Eddie's
but even
ready.
that, Odegaard's knocked a little crossfield cross into the box, but Martinelli is on the edge of the 18-yard area. Make a run.
Martinelli or is that Odegaard?
No, Odegaard knocked the cross to the far post, but Martinelli is standing on the edge of the 18-yard area. Make a run. Get yourself in the box.
18 says, Gary, that's what you get for calling yourself a coach. Emerson says, yep, I give you that great grandson.
Yay, got it right. Come on.
It says,
you may think I'm not paying attention, Emerson, but I'm always paying attention.
Cam
1-0
says,
to the Gary. 1-0 to the Gary.
Tony,
don't get half a point for Josh De Silva.
Tony Nelson won the game for Hesse last month. Also, Eddie hasn't played in a month, so he will be, as Gary says, coming in cold. Vincey says, bring on Havertz. Emerson says, yep, Eddie coming on. Vincey says, can't run expecting that cross from Odegaard as it wasn't expected.
Odegaard has not been playing well for a while now.
Well, he hasn't been playing well for a while. He hasn't been playing at all for 5 weeks, Bertram.
No, I know, but I mean, before he got injured, he wasn't playing.
Yeah. I mean, they said he's been playing with this injury for a while.
If a player's injured, why are you playing him with an injury that's stopping him from playing his actual game?
Yeah, they've done it with Saka. They've done it with Jesus. They've done it with Smith Rowe. Here comes Martinelli.
Here comes Brentford. Oh, what ball that is. Oh, unlucky. Well done, Aaron Ramsdale. Good keeping there. That was a good break from Brentford.
Yeah, because all they got to do is play us on the counter-attack. It's all Arsenal. In one way, this is kind of good. You want them to come at you. I think the biggest mistake here is because Ramsdale's not been able to play the ball out of the back effectively, you can't suck them in. So they're quite happy to sit 8-9 men behind the ball, and it's making it harder for us to score.
I'll tell you what, I've literally just seen, as Aaron Ramsdale threw the ball out, yeah? And the angle of the pitch that you look at, you see 8-9 Brentford players in a beautiful box, yeah? Not one Arsenal player in the middle of it. And that's half the problem for me.
Yeah, because he wants it played in a certain way, and that way doesn't change.
Yeah,
I mean, look, Martinelli now, look. So Martinelli's gone on the outside. He doesn't use his left foot. So what's the point of him driving onto his left foot if he's not going to cross the ball with his left foot?
Yeah.
I think he's done it a few times, but yeah, you're right. It's not consistent with it. I mean, he's not a two-footed player, is he?
Only when he tackles.
So who comes off at Eddie, guys?
Jesus.
Really?
No, I've got a feeling he'll take Odegaard. I think he'll take Odegaard off.
Either Trossard or Odegaard, one of the two.
Yeah, I think it might be Trossard.
So then who drops into the 10 role?
Either one of them can play the 10. Trossard or Odegaard can play the 10.
Mm.
Yeah, but if
Trossard
you take one of them off, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, one of them come off.
If you take off Trossard, then you put Jesus at the 8, don't you? And put Eddie up top.
Jesus can play the 8. We'll see if he does that.
That's what I'm saying. I personally, I think you got to take off Jesus and look to focus more, get more of a target man.
So you'd put Havertz. So you'd play Havertz. You could just go 2 up top, can't you? You just could play Eddie and Havertz up top.
What a switch, Declan Rice. Go on, Jesus. Now take him on. Let's see some Brazilian flair. All right, just pass it back to Zinchenko then.
I love the way Declan Rice runs with the ball, man. He's proper gamer, he is. Yeah, Jesus has moved out to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, Martinelli's gone to the right,
Where's Saka?
Saka's in the
Saka's playing
middle.
in the middle.
and he's still got across the ball.
Wingers don't beat people, and I say that people give me a hard time. I watched Duku this morning turnover Trent, and my wingers can't turn over anybody.
Yeah, Jesus for Eddie.
Okay, Jesus is coming off then, considering he played 96 minutes for Brazil. So that might be saying something. Vincey says, damn system, Tony. Emerson says, some of our players flat. International are flat because of international matches. Yeah, that's what I've said. After every international matches, when have we ever played well? When has every team ever played well? The biggest talking point today about the Man City and Liverpool game was that both teams didn't look great. And there's a reason for that.
Jesus has got the raving on.
Yeah. Yeah, Vincey, imagine if we play 2 up top. That's what I'm saying. If you play Havertz and Eddie up top, you're giving them something different, aren't you? Because you're just not breaking them down. Martinelli has just put so many crosses into the box. So, what's going to happen if you've got Havertz in there getting on the end of those crosses?
Yeah, but Havertz doesn't get in the box, Apollo. He's the last one in the box.
No, as a number 8, but as a number 9, he's hold up play in the box has been exceptional. I hear what you're saying, but when he's an 8, he doesn't make those runs into the box. But when we've seen him as a 9, he's really good in there.
That ball's at least 8 yards forward of where Odegaard.
You know what, Tony? I was just thinking that because you've seen this referee moving players back 2 steps to take a throw, but then he allows them to take the free kick from 15 yards in front of where it was.
Yeah.
25 minutes left in this game. We've got to take the initiative.
Great
now.
run. Well done, Eddie. What a run that is. Strong, well played, Eddie. I like that. He run the channel. He held the ball. He knocked off the geezer.
Yeah. That's the new Eddie, isn't it? He wouldn't have done that 2 years ago.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that's the new Eddie, man. That's how he's developed.
But that's what Jesus wasn't doing.
There we go. Vincey says this football is poor considering the opportunity to go on top. Yeah, but that's a little disrespectful to Brentford, though, isn't it? But I do agree with what you're saying. We've got to get out there and take the initiative, and we just haven't done that. Again, is it because of the international break? Maybe because we look flat. We really look flat. And Jesus has come off. He played 96 minutes with Brazil, and
Eddie almost gets on the end of a Martinelli cross, and Ben Mee just gets there first to head it over the bar.
Oh, excellent! And that's the run that we needed them to make. Eddie's made that run. No one. He's put that ball in 4 times, Martinelli, and not a single person is running on there.
The only thing there, Eddie's got to make that run in front of him, not behind him. He's got to check in and run in front.
Yeah, well, credit to the defender then for making the play.
Yeah.
18 says we've missed Eddie badly.
Oh, and Gabriel scored, but the referee has blown the whistle for the corner to be retaken because Eddie was on the deck. So Daka takes the corner. Gabriel heads it in. The referee stopped because Eddie's laying flat on the floor.
What is going on here?
Well, if he's been fouled, he's been fouled.
Penalty.
No, it's not. It's the retake of the corner tone.
It's a foul.
Did you blow the whistle before the corner was taken?
I thought it was a foul.
I don't know. I couldn't. I've got my sound turned down. But normally the linesman would step in front of the corner taker.
What on earth is going on here? Bertram, can you hear anything on your screen? I've got the volume turned down so I can listen to you guys.
Can't hear, bro. I don't know what's going on. And then Saka passed
Strange,
the ball to
man.
the goalkeeper, so that's out.
Goalkeeper.
He done the same call, but Gabriel wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh, so the keeper got the ball in his hand for a good 28 seconds, but that's fine.
69 minutes gone in the game, guys. 69 minutes gone in the game. It really is all Arsenal, isn't it? It really is all Arsenal. And right now, it's about making those changes, player changes, tactical changes. We've seen Arteta obviously looks. Let's talk some tactics here. Arteta obviously likes the way that Martinelli's delivering the ball. He has put some quality balls in the box. So he's obviously making some changes to try and do something that. My question is why aren't you playing with two up top with Havertz and Eddie? That's the only thing that I would change. I mean, look, Brentford are still a good team. They ain't no Bournemouth. They're not Sheffield. They're not Luton. They will sting you. So you've got to be careful. There's only just so much you can do incrementally to try and build this up.
Oh, go on, Eddie! Go on! Oh!
Gary?
The keeper's got the ball at his feet. Eddie closes him down. The keeper turns back inside. He loses the ball under his feet. Eddie's pressing him on the goal line.
Yeah, you don't want to do that when Eddie's in the room.
And I thought Eddie was just going to do one of his little slide-ins.
Yeah, here comes Brentford.
Sit your butt down. I never hear getting all excited. He wants us to lose. He getting all excited because he took a shot to the goal. Sit down. Look.
Bertram, is he still doing that?
Yeah, he's still doing that.
He's still doing that.
He's here thinking they're going to score. Why is Rice passing the ball back to Ramsdale in this box? No, Rice, don't do that.
Ramsdale, I've never seen Ramsdale.
Don't do that, Rice. Don't do that.
Ramsdale
make trip running for the ball. Don't do that.
That doesn't bode well for Ramsdale's future because, and I'm talking about him starting the games because if Brentford can do that, then boy, we should not be in this.
We're starting to press higher though. That's good. They're making changes.
Yeah, they've made 2 changes here. So for Brentford,
Neil Maupay.
Yeah, they reckon they can go on and win this.
That's the game plan, and stay in the game as long as possible.
I think, guys, that you've got to probably look at taking Odegaard off. He's my guy. He's my favorite player on the team, but he's done absolutely nothing. He's been out for 5 weeks. I think you've got to take him out. I think you've got to take him off.
Bang it in. That's what I want to see. Corner Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see, though.
The box, yeah. That's a good shot.
And that was goal bound, That was goal bound.
Try something different, yes.
Cam has just put his mouth on it. He said, a more paid dagger would be it for me. And he goes, well, at least Eddie will be in the box for crosses like that.
Mopé doesn't score goals, so we don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't say that, Bertram. Don't say that. Don't say that. Take that back.
I can say that he doesn't score goals. He has no idea.
Let's go, Leo. Let's go, Leo.
Oh, that's a muff clearance, man. What a muff that is. See, I'm using that word, Apollo, muff.
Yeah. And I actually understand what you're saying, man. Just
You brought it back. I'm using it. It's in my vocabulary now.
Oh, look at Tony smiling, man.
I thought it was a standard word.
Yeah, it is for most in sports, but it's not. I hear what Gary's saying. It's not a term that they normally use.
Yeah.
Well done, Tomiyasu. Turn the other way, Rice. Turn the other way, Rice. Oh, Eddie, good run, Eddie.
Yeah, I agree.
Well done. What a turn by Saka that is. Odegaard. Come on, man.
Yeah, he ain't played in a lot of football. It's time to take him off. Time to take your captain off now.
Saliba's just bossed Mopé.
Yeah.
And then gives it away.
Who comes on? Havertz. Yeah, you haven't got Fabio Vieira because he's banned.
That's no great loss.
So it's Jorginho or Havertz, really.
Oh, Jorginho wasn't available. Is he available today?
Yeah, he's on the bench.
Yeah, he played midweek for Italy.
Yeah, I think you probably.
Odegaard's taken a knock in that last challenge.
Yeah, I've seen that he's gone down there.
I think Odegaard time is up. He should go sit beside Arteta.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That's why the manager doesn't manage game well. It's very obvious. The player is ineffective, and you're still playing it.
I mean, I can never believe Reece Nelson don't get a chance.
Yeah,
He comes on, he attacks defenders.
Yeah, I just
and I just think he's ludicrous.
But he won the game for us here last month, didn't he? In fact, Gary,
Saka's now down.
He could have had 2 goals in that game, actually. Oh, Saka got turned.
Saliba's lost it.
But what about the foul?
That's a great play by Gabriel there. That's a great play by Gabriel. That's fantastic by Gabriel there. So
We're struggling to create anything.
Yeah, it's because Brentford's changed their tactics. They're trying to win the game, Bertram. They're trying to win the game.
We're not changing ours. We're doing the same thing.
I mean, we keep knocking this goal kick long, and we've got nowhere out there to compete for it. If you're going to do that, get Havertz on. Oh, Saliba just stepped on the gas, man. Saliba just stepped on the gas just to get in front of Morpay. Get rid of it, Rice. Go on, Eddie. Oh. Oh, my God. Watch this outrageous bit of skill from Zinchenko.
Yo, that's mad. And then he gives the ball away.
The ball, though.
Zinchenko just cleared it off the line. And then Mopay puts it wide from 6 yards out. With no one around him.
Score goals. Why are you guys worried about Mopay? When have you actually seen Mopay score goals?
Zinchenko cleared it off the line. That was in.
Mopay doesn't score goals. I don't care what he does. He goes to Everton.
Great defended by Zinchenko there.
Yeah, that's a great.
You're not worried about Mopay.
Guys, who did I tell you my man of the match was?
Zinchenko.
Exactly.
Because that was 1-0, man.
Yeah.
Ramsdale wasn't saving that.
Ramsdale was diving after the fact.
Huh?
You got some trophy for one of them.
Come on, Arsenal. Play better.
Look, another kick it long again. There's no one up there to win the ball.
We have an opportunity to go top.
We have to kick it long because our goalkeeper. We don't trust our goalkeeper to play.
Yeah, but there's no put Havertz on. Let someone compete for it with their centre backs. Oh, we got the ball there, ref. Play the advantage. You blow the whistle too early. Havertz is coming on now.
Yeah, this is what we want. It's all set up for him. It's all set up for a glory day for Havertz.
We're getting excited about Havertz coming on the field. Whatever he comes.
Yeah, because you know why, Bertram? Because I feel that moment is going to happen. It's written. Okay. It's already written.
Let's hope so.
It's already written. Yeah. Remember, we went through 4 disastrous years with Xhaka before he finally turned up, and when he did, everybody was rejoicing. So
we can take on Saka. He's not been at the races. Saka, Odegaard, any one of them.
But remember, he's going to get double teamed every game, so he's going to have to deal with this. I did say to them guys that they're going to have less goals this year because every game when we played Sevilla, Saka and Martinelli had one man on them, and they absolutely rinsed them. But every Premier League team is going to double team them, and that's just going to take away the advantage we have with those wingers. If you're a manager, you telling me you ain't going to do that? You're going to shut them down. You're going to shut them down.
If you're double team, somebody's open. That's the way I do it.
Yeah.
Well played.
And, that,
Go on.
and that's why we're struggling.
Go on, Havertz. Go on, guy. Oh.
It's written, man. It's written.
Bang it. Bang it. Bang it. Someone bang it.
Havertz, instant impact when he comes on now. Look at this. Come on.
Declan Rice. Oh, just wide from Declan Rice corner. That was
coming,
crying
guys.
out for someone to hit it.
It's coming. It's coming, lads. It's coming.
Oh, that was on target, you know, if it doesn't take the deflection.
You can tell the tempo of the game's coming on. 79 minutes gone. Arsenal not waiting for injury time. They want to get this one sorted out now, man.
Since Tony mentioned about Trossard's corners, they've been terrible.
Yeah.
And then Mopé nearly scored at the other end because Bertrand went, Mopé don't score goals.
Arsenal 8 corners.
I was proven right, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Only by a fantastic clearance from Zinchenko on the line.
Tony getting stressed out over there. I can hear Tony getting stressed out, man. Oh, come on, man. We can't afford to not get 3 points tonight.
Oh my God, that's an elbow, isn't it? What's going on there? How can the ref see who's pushing who and who's fouling who?
I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know what he's looking at. Cam says, I want an apology from everyone who thought it was a great idea to consider selling Thomas Partey. He's the glue of our attacking play.
Oh.
I don't think you're looking at anybody on the panel because we all love Thomas Partey here, man. And shout out to Bertrand. Bertrand was the first guy that said if Thomas Partey comes to Arsenal, that is it.
Hey, one more. Oh, go on, Trossard. Oh, and the keeper's just nicked it off of Havertz's head. Havertz just went to flick it, and the keeper just caught it right on top of his head.
Yeah. Oh God.
As if Havertz was going to score. I'm sorry.
Can we get rid of this guy bottom right? Can you mute him? Mute him.
Yeah, Havertz going to score. That's like somebody get excited for Mopé. I watched Mopé play for years. Mopé doesn't score goals. I don't know how Mopé has a job in the Premier League. As a forward, for that matter.
Yeah.
You go look at his scoring record.
Actually, it might work in our favor because Bertram, we might consider in Jamaica we call that snake tongue. We call it snake tongue when somebody put them up on it.
He's not scoring. We're not worried about Mopé.
Oh God!
All he knows to do is injure Leno. That's it.
See, Brentford are coming forward now, but this is what we want. We want Brentford to come forward so that it makes us easier for us to open up.
Come on, Ramsdale. This is yours. Throw it out quickly.
Ramsdale's came off his line there. A little slow coming off his line as he normally is. Here comes Arsenal again. And see, this is the way we want Brentford, where they're not in shape. They're on the back foot. They're pedaling back. But we're not attacking the spots quickly enough. That time.
Arsenal going to win this.
Oh.
Havertz, get in the box, man. Saliba's bang one, and it's just wide. I don't know what the keeper was doing there. He was going miles wide. The keeper decided to fly across the goal anyway.
Saliba with what looked like a crazy kung fu kick.
As Brentford keeper made what, one save, right? The header. Can't remember another.
I think he made.
Oh, Saliba wasn't that far off there.
This is not a good draw, you know.
Nah, I
Should be
agree
taking
with
advantage
you.
of the situation. The game today was a good draw for us, and we're giving away the advantage.
Yeah. Emerson saying Saliba goes just wide out. Vincey says C+ football.
I would even say C+.
Cam says
C+ is good.
Cam says I can smell a goal in this one. I'm telling you, but it's indicative of guys. Come on, let's not act like we've not seen teams come back from international break and stink up the joint. It happens all the time. And like I said, if you watch the game today, I thought the quality of the game with Man City and Liverpool was poor. Bertram, did you see the game
Go on,
today?
Eddie.
Yes,
Square it.
Yeah.
No, Eddie. Oh, come on. The ball was back to Saka.
It's 3 against 2.
Yeah, but the ball was back to Saka, Apollo.
Yeah.
But when Saka lays it, as soon as he cuts inside, the ball's there. Look.
Yeah, Saka.
Why would Eddie try to score that? What was Eddie trying to do?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he go to Saka right there? Play it over the top.
Saka Saka had a tap in. It wasn't easy, but yeah, the ball should have been played to Saka. Vincey says we've played like this before the break.
That's true, actually.
Zinchenko's got done. Oh, the geezer trod on the ball. Zinchenko got out of jail.
Man, the time's ticking now. Time's ticking. Come on.
Go hold that, Eddie. Huffing and puffing.
Go on, Odegaard. Tommy's a great defender, but we lose something going forward when he plays.
Who?
Tomiyasu. Great defender, but when he plays, we lose that little bit that Ben White brings when he goes forward.
Yeah, he has been making a couple of runs, but Saka's used them as a decoy rather than the triangles and the overlap. Definitely
Terrible
right
for us.
again.
I mean, Reece Nelson's got to consider himself so unlucky that he doesn't get 10, 15 minutes in every game because he comes on and he just looks to attack. Saka and Martinelli don't really offer that, but Reece Nelson, every time he gets the ball, that's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
And how are you paying this guy £100,000 a week and you don't trust him to come in and make an impact?
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense.
£100,000 a week, bro. It's mad. It makes no sense. Why would you pay 100 grand to a player and not have the confidence to say, you know what, he's the guy when I need something to change? Yeah.
Havertz, try to run into the box, Havertz. Go back post, Havertz.
Yeah, it's just stressing now, man. We're coming up to very little time left in the game. We need to score, man. We need to score.
That's another good cross that no one wants to get in front of the defender for. Well played, Tomiyasu. Go on, Trossard.
Well, Havertz was there, wasn't he, on that Odegaard cross? It's just
that Odegaard cross was weak.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because nobody was in that position. It needed to be a back post.
Tomiyasu had a shot. It was blocked. Vincey says, beat Liverpool. This result.
Go on, God. Saka, cross it. Havertz! Come on! Havertz doesn't score! Havertz doesn't score! Slam!
Yes, sir!
The great Havertz has scored.
Bertram, I love you, Bertram.
The great Havertz has scored. 1-0, 88 minutes. Unbelievable.
That is brilliant. And it's
I love it. See?
Havertz doesn't even look phased. Havertz doesn't even look phased.
God.
He never changes expression, does he?
Hey guys, that was a down payment on that 65 million.
He's on. What are they looking at offside for? He run past 2 defenders. They're looking for offside. And a
it's not
nutmeg
close
on the
to being
keeper.
offside. It's not close. Maybe something else they're looking for.
No, there's nothing else there, man.
Miles away from offside.
Yeah, there's nothing in it.
Yeah, it's not offside. It's not even close.
Never offside in a million years.
That is a great finish.
Never assist for Bukayo Saka.
Wow.
Saka the whole game does nothing and they come with an assist. It's amazing.
It's phenomenal. He does nothing for 89 minutes.
He does nothing for 89 minutes and have an assist. Amazing.
He does it every
Bertram.
week, Bertram.
Bertram.
Yes.
Bertram, all I'm saying to you is this. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, all of our chances.
I got 2 goals for my 65 mil. Well, no, really 1 because we gave him a penalty. It's a good return on my money. I was not investing in that though. Don't put your money in the asset like that.
Bertram, if you win the title by 1 or 2 points, then that 65 million was paid in full.
No. Don't
tell me no. Don't tell me no.
No. This is my point.
This is going to be one of the closest title races.
Do you know what?
Premier League
Declan Rice fills in so well. Saliba's just lost the header in the air, and Declan Rice was just in the right place to back up where Saliba should have been to clear the ball.
So, guys, can you imagine the face of every Liverpool fan, of every Man City's fan, and every Spurs fan right now? Could you imagine the face of
great header,
Zinchenko, one of our rivals?
Go on, Eddie.
Let's win the game first.
Play to his feet. Trying to force it, but you don't need to force it.
Let's win first before we start talking about other fans. Let's win the game first. We still got 3 minutes left.
Right,
when the 3 minutes up, we can talk.
I want to big up Bertram saying that Havertz put him up on it with the snake tongue business. I love it. Hey, I did it last season with Xhaka. I was moaning at Xhaka for 80 minutes and he went and scored the final goal.
He did it last season. Xhaka scored 7 goals, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, free kick. Well done. Is that Tomiyasu? Well done, Tomiyasu. Free kick, Arsenal. Wait up another couple of seconds.
Bring the ball in the corner, put it in the corner, just sit there. So I can enjoy my weekend. Hey, T, how you doing, T? How you doing? You loving the game, T? How you doing? How you doing? Watch the game. They can't leave here. Sit down. Come on, sit right here. Sit right here. Let's watch the game together as we normally do. Enjoy the game. Let's enjoy the game.
Oh,
I'm going to watch it next
time. Declan Rice got player of the match.
Really?
He's had a blinder. He has had a good
game. I thought Zinchenko myself.
I should have given it to Zinchenko. Yeah, I think
Saka for Jorginho.
Mope didn't do much late. Mope didn't do too much.
And White for Odegaard.
Mope didn't do too much, which is their best attacking player. So Zinchenko should have get a look in.
That's interesting. Jorginho got the captain's armband.
I don't know why you would make changes with a couple of minutes to go to bring on fresh players who are coming on cold.
Yeah, true. Yep. Right.
But they're defenders, aren't they? They're defenders. That's why, because they're defenders.
18 says Tony was stressed.
Yeah, but now look, here come Brentford. So now look, we're all out of shape. No one knows where they're meant to be. Gabriel's playing at left back.
Yeah, there's
well played, Aaron Ramsdale.
Does it when it counts.
Brilliant, Ramsdale. You're such a wonderful keeper. We're not making mistakes.
Oh, God.
Come hold the ball for the next 10, 15 seconds.
This is how you win, guys.
Let's just close this out so we go top of the league. Let's just close it out.
Oh.
And so, guys, Fiona goes, Tony is not the only one stressed. But listen, credit to Arteta for making the changes with Havertz. We were saying it needs something different. A lot of crosses were coming in. Our best chances were headers. He brings on the 6'4" player. And what happens? Great delivery by Saka. And then Havertz with possibly the winner of the game. And that's the adjustments that Arteta needed to make, Gary.
Yeah, he needed to do something different.
Ben White, that pass was not warranted.
Yeah, that's stupid from Ben White.
Yeah,
Tony,
that's
if
not warranted.
Arteta doesn't make the change, he gets it wrong. We got to criticize him, but when he gets it
to
right,
make a change. He has to.
when he gets it right, we got to call
You
it
know,
out.
look, we all know football. When the game is going the same way and you're doing the same thing over and over again, that's when you make a change.
How do you like? Come on, referees. 94 minutes.
Yeah, 94 minutes. Go and blow the ting, man. Blow the ting.
He's not looking at his watch at all, like, frankly.
That's why it didn't make sense making substitutions to add another 30 seconds on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got game managed, though, innit?
I know, right? That's game managed. I agree with that.
What a result
done,
this would
Jorginho.
be. Oh, my God. What a result this would be.
It's a Brentford got one last chance.
Blow it off, ref.
It's a long throw. It's a long throw.
And pin up the Jamaican International with throwing it. Did a good job last weekend.
Yeah.
And well done, Aaron Ramsdale. Well called. That's the final whistle. Yes.
And that's it, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Guys, I am absolute. The result meant everything. I don't care about the performance. We talked about the Man City game, the Liverpool game earlier on today.
I know. Why does Apollo say that? Why would you say that?
Because the nature of the game is that when you come back from an international break, teams don't play well. What planet are you lot living on? Tell me something. What planet are you lot living on?
I want to ask you that question.
What planet are you living on? Today, we saw what happened in the earlier game.
Apollo, what would you rather watch? Wimbledon Athletic or Arsenal Football Club?
No, I would rather see them win a tough game like this, 1-0, another clean sheet. That's their 5th clean sheet away from home today. And they scrapped until they got it done.
You can't say the performance isn't important. The performance has always got to be.
No, it's not, Tony. Tony, you're stuck in the Wenger days, man. Them days are gone. You got to learn how to win ugly these days if you want to win a title.
Hey, Tony. Yeah? Tony, when somebody's wrong, don't argue with them.
You got to learn how to win ugly. If you want to win a title, you got to learn to win ugly. That is a fact. Go and talk to George Graham and come back and talk to me. Yeah?
No, this wasn't winning ugly. This is where we didn't play. We haven't played well. We haven't scored goals.
The whole George Graham 1-0 to the Arsenal. He played with 5 of the most attacking players I've ever seen.
Boring Arsenal, Tony. Boring Arsenal.
Stuff.
Hey, Tony, this is 2023.
Tony, there was a DVD.
And we're Arsenal Football Club. We're not playing George Graham
Tony,
football.
there was a DVD called Boring Arsenal. What more do you want?
I've got it somewhere.
I'll tell you what I can
Gary
say.
says he's got it.
I've got it somewhere.
In those days, I was a regular. I was a season ticket at Highbury. Yeah. So I knew those players. I used to go and watch those players week in, week out, up and down the country, every game, home and away. And I'll tell you for nothing, there was anything less than boring. It was a parody, mate. The name Boring Arsenal was a parody invented by Arsenal fans.
Yes,
because we knew we weren't watching Boring Arsenal.
Listen, we just had a defense. We just had a defense that was so good, people couldn't get past it. Simple as. So when we scored one, we was never conceding in that other end.
One season we let in 13 goals. Our defense was so good.
Exactly. You know, when you got a player in your team who they call the Magic Man, no other team has a Magic Man ever since. We had the one and only, the Magic Man.
Right, guys. I should actually be doing player ratings, and I'm getting carried away talking to everybody.
I mean, as much as we say, as much as Apollo says that the performance wasn't this and the performance wasn't that, the important thing is that you get the 3 points first of all. But
yeah,
I agree with Tony that the performance needs to be better. The things that we're doing to control the game, but at the other end, we're not creating or finishing the chances. We're playing too slow.
Yeah. And just to give you the example, Apollo, the Miami Dolphins have the #1 ranked offense in the NFL. Guess who's winning them their games right now? Their defense. Yeah. Last play of the game last week against the Raiders, the quarterback throws the ball up and it's Jalen Ramsey doesn't pick the ball out, that's a drawn game, and it goes into overtime. Yesterday, smash and grab, the Jets throw a Hail Mary into the end zone, and guess what? Javon Holland picks the ball up and takes it 99 yards back for a touchdown. The biggest pick six of the season. Yeah? Miami's offense is number one, but our defense is winning us games.
Well, the stats are not really saying that for us. And it's a strange stats, right? We have the best goal against average, and we have, 6 in goal for average, right? In goal scored average, which is interesting.
Just listening to Kai Havertz, guys.
Arsenal has a house defense in the league. 10 goals let in 13 games.
Apollo, Havertz is talking.
Hold on, let me.
You doing it, Apollo?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Brilliant goal and a brilliant pass as well. So I think we train this routine quite a lot in training as well. So I know B or Bukayo or Martin, they love to play these balls. So it was a good goal.
You mentioned it there as well. You've had to show so much perseverance because the goals haven't come easy since joining Arsenal.
No, of course. Football is always hard work, and nothing comes from itself. You have to work and have to keep belief. I know it was tough for me the last couple of months, but I tried to put my ego aside as well because the team is the most important thing.
And these Arsenal fans, this away support here at Brentford tonight, singing your name. How much do you owe it to the Arsenal fans for keeping patient with you as well?
I've been thankful for these guys as well because I know it's always hard when a new signing comes and they pay a lot of money for you, so they sometimes think it goes quite easy, quite fast. But I'm just thankful for all of you supporting me.
Well done.
I feel good.
Goal, wasn't it? A header.
Really, really happy for him, man.
Yeah.
It's so humble as well. Normally you hear somebody after a game and they just can't hold back their emotions, and he's such a humble guy. And you get that feeling when you look at him when the players are celebrating the goals and they're all screaming and going crazy, and he's just got this straight face. It's a very strange demeanor from him.
No, Apollo.
He doesn't give away nothing, does he?
24/7. Apollo's face doesn't change regardless of the situation.
He doesn't give away anything.
No. He's strange. His face is always the same. But it's a good thing he scored. I'm pleased for him. And I predicted it.
Yeah, you did. He put his mark on it. Right, guys.
Mope scored also. Mope, who never scores, also must score. Both Havertz and Mope, who don't really score, almost scored today. Interesting.
You know the funny thing about Mope? Did you see the game a couple of weeks ago where the keeper had come up and they broke and he ran the full length of the pitch, still didn't score. There was no goalkeeper.
He passed it, didn't he?
No, he got tackled, so he didn't even get the assist.
Oh yeah, that's right. He got tackled. That's right.
Okay, before I do the player ratings, let me say hi to Moses. Moses said sometimes we need that poor performance like this to take the points. Every title-winning team does that, bro. You learn. If you can't win ugly in this league, you ain't winning nothing. Period. And we all know that. We're all experienced. We've all known how it works.
Hey, Moses, I know you're part of the Red Sea, but we don't want to be playing for it.
Victor says,
look,
and the truth of the matter is, guys, when have we actually ever played astonishingly great this season? We're building up to the point where we're getting our players back. We've had some awful injuries this season. There's a listing on the forum actually that says we've had 11 injuries, which is more than Spurs and Liverpool, who have had 10. So there's us laughing at our rivals because they've got all these injuries, but we've actually had more injured players than they have. So considering, and I said this to you guys 2 weeks ago, I said I think it's incredible. We're 1 point off the top, and we're top. Well, we're top now, yeah. And I think this was the second game, Gary, the second game that we've had our starting front three strikers in Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus. The other game was against Chelsea, and they had a stinker in that game.
Apollo, I have to tell you this, Apollo, but every team that's fighting with us, maybe apart from maybe Villa a little bit less, and City have had injuries to key players, by the way. Tottenham, Newcastle is decimated, frankly. Playing academy players.
They beat Chelsea 4-1 today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
and they have a bunch of players out. They have a ton of players out, right?
Right, guys, let's get on with it because we got the 4 of you here. We've got to go through. Welcome to everybody who's just joining us. Arsenal 1-0 winners away against Brentford in a game that they had to win. There was tired legs. We know what happened with Jesus and Brazil. They overplayed them for 96 minutes, and no one was happy with that. I think he probably should have come off before he did. And we saw some tired legs today, but we got the result, and that's what matters. It means that Arsenal now are on top by a point. We have the same goal difference, plus 17 as Liverpool, and they're the only really big team we've got to play leading up to Christmas. All the other games that we have are winnable. And so this puts us in a tremendously strong position, guys, leading up to, and this is what I said about, I thought from day one when I talked to you guys in the summer, I thought we could win the title this season, and it's games like this that we needed to get above in what has been the most competitive Premier League season that we've ever seen. Why? Because after 10 games, no season has ever had 3 teams with 24 points or over. So statistically, this has been the most competitive start to a Premier League season we've ever had. So here's my ratings today, guys. Aaron Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 4. This was a big game for him, and with Raya sitting on the bench, and for me, he failed to make a stamp on the game, and he just was a bag of nerves in the opening period. I thought he improved in the second half, but Brentford had his number. Every time they sat on the edge of the box and perched, and he just went long, and that just really showed you where he was for today.
So, Paul, I have a question for you. Obviously, it's your ratings, but he had a clean sheet, didn't he?
He played terrible.
I'm just saying.
He played terrible. Yeah.
Scored.
So that means I can't wait to hear you. I can't wait to hear you give him a 10. So Tomiyasu, guys, was my pick and I said he should have started before the holiday break. Remember, guys, he did replace at Burnley. He did replace Ben White there. He's just your solid option as a defender. No frills from him today. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. For me, I probably didn't get forward enough and help and assist. He was really used as a dummy with Saka. There's no excuse that Saka has been double teamed all game and he doesn't get support by his right back. And I think that's still a problem for us, even with Tomiyasu in there. But I thought he was tough. He was sturdy and defensively sound. And that's what we need from him in that position. Saliba, let's go to Gabriel. Gabriel, I thought, was fantastic today. Look, Saliba was sloppy in some places and maybe had a day off, but Gabriel was just a rock today. He did not miss a beat. He covered his areas well, played some good through balls in as well, and I thought his all-round game was fantastic today. I'm going to give him an 8. Saliba, as I said, I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was a little bit subpar, caught out in possession twice, which doesn't normally happen to him. And we make jokes about this sometimes, in that he's so good, he just gives strikers a chance to give a step on him, and then he just comes in and gets the ball off them. But Gabriel was our best centre-back today, so we have to give him credit for that. And Zinchenko gets an 8 out of 10. No, he gets an 8.5, and he's my man of the match. It's one of the best performances I've seen from him. And in an Arsenal shirt, managed the game well, huge influence, and defensively played well. He had 2 good stops against Umbayo on his right-hand side. And then he saved Arsenal from going 1-0 down, clearing the ball off the line as well. And I just thought he was absolutely fantastic. But he was the main source of Arsenal's chance creation today. And so you have to give him credit. Today was his day. And so he's my man of the match. In the midfield, Declan Rice gets a solid 8. I don't know what the team would be doing without him. He's worth 200 million for me. You know, he's just such a driving force in the middle of the park, and he doesn't get enough respect for those dribbles. When he doesn't see anything on, he takes the ball and he starts to run at the defense, and that's another added element. It's one thing about being able to distribute the ball, but it's another thing being able to penetrate a defense or forcing them to come out at you, which opens up spaces behind. And I think that he's such an asset to us. What a player he is. Absolutely fantastic. Martin Odegaard, my favorite player in the team. I'm going to give him a 4 today. Lacking sharpness, lacking influence, and he's just performance just drifted and waned as the game went on, and probably should have come off a lot earlier than he did. And so, look, I'm not going to say anything more than that. It's just players have those games, don't they? And I think for me, the key here is to getting him back in terms of fitness, because he certainly isn't 100%, and that's for sure based on today's performance. I thought there's a lot of times he could have run late up in the box and got on one of Martinelli's crosses or one of Zinchenko's crosses. He'll improve as the season goes on, no doubt about it. Good to see that he's back fit. Trossard, today I'm going to give him a 6. His inclusion in the team was a little controversial. I like him at the 8. I wanted to see what he could do today. We saw some flashes. We saw him get in the box and had 2 chances today. But it just wasn't his day. Normally, this is a guy who will take that shot outside the area, who will test the goalkeeper. And in the number 8 role, he didn't do that. He didn't attack the box well today, and he didn't work the goalkeeper when he was in a position to do so. So I'm going to give him a 6 for today. Saka, I'm going to give him a 5. I thought it was a tough night for Saka, and he struggled to deal with the double team. They tried to move him on the inside in the second half, and that really didn't pan out. Yeah, I thought he teed up Saka. You know what? I'm going to give him a 6 because of the assist. Let me change it. I'm going to give him a 6 because you can't knock the quality of cross that he had for the goal. So I'm going to give him a 6 for that. Jesus, I'm going to give him a 5. Again, he played 96 minutes for Brazil. He was on that 10-hour flight, and he just looked jaded today. Erratic play from him, and he wasn't great. I'm going to give him a 5. Not a good game from him today. Should we have started Eddie? Had we known Eddie was rested, because Eddie didn't play with England this weekend. But for Jesus to make that trip, play those amount of minutes, and then the manager goes and start him in a game like this, I probably thought that was wrong for Arteta to do. I would have started Eddie today. Martinelli, I'm going to give Martinelli a 7. Some might have talked about he's not 2-footed and that hurt him, but he put a lot of 5 or 6 quality. He could have had 2 assists easily today. You know, I thought he was that influential in our play, so I'm going to give him a 7. Arteta, I'm going to give him an 8. That's your 5th clean sheet away from home against a team like Brentford. We never used to do well playing here. I remember we got beat 3-0 here once and 2-0. But I was looking for a good setup today. Defensively, we dealt with everything that was thrown at us. We kept them really quiet. They don't normally go scoreless at home, Brentford. I think this is only the 2nd time this season that they failed to score at home. And I thought Arteta dealt with that well. The inclusion of Trossard at number 8 is something I would have done. Didn't work out for him this time, but I thought, considering you're missing so many attacking options at the moment, and you've got no Vieira, you've got no Smith Rowe, I thought that this was probably the best he could have done today. And the changes he made to get Havertz on is exactly what we was calling for, and it won the game. Well done, Mikel. This one's on you today. Kai Havertz, I have to give him an 8 as well. He came on today. His hold-up play going down the line. I heard Gary screaming his head off because Havertz was getting into those positions beyond the line. And it was just written for him that he was going to win this game. Thanks to Bertrand for that. And he did that. Absolutely fantastic for him. So happy. It's going to be his weekend. I can't wait to see the celebrations in the locker room on the players' Instagrams after today. And that's a game winner right there. Let's go to Gary, because Tony's still working through his stats. Gary, you got the conch. Oh wow, Gary's gone. Maybe that Tesco's internet has happened and thwarted him again today. He'll be coming back. Bertram, are you still there? Have you got your player ratings for us? So Bertram's just gone on the break here. Gary's back. So let's try and get Gary's player ratings here. Gary, you got the conch.
Yeah, so Aaron Ramsdale. Obviously, he made a couple of faux pas that nearly led to Brentford goals. But obviously, when the keeper, any keeper, is playing the ball out from the back, he needs options. If he doesn't have the option, he's got to get rid of the ball. Fortunately for Ramsdale today, the errors that he made didn't let us concede a goal, thanks to Declan Rice. But in the second half, everything he had to do, he done to good ability. So I'm going to give Ramsdale a 5. I thought it's difficult to come in out of the cold where you haven't been playing, you've had no football, and to come in and play a game in the Premier League against a tough opponent. You know they're going to hit you with these long throws and so on and so forth. I think he done okay. So a 5 for Ramsdale. Tomiyasu, I love this guy. I think he's so solid at the back. He's like another rock along with Saliba and Gabriel, but we lose something going forward. But having said that, I think that he's much better in the team than Ben White. They bring you different things, but I think Tomiyasu defensively is miles and miles ahead of Ben White. So Tomiyasu gets a solid 6. Saliba, I like the guy. You know, he does maybe take a few risks because he has that skill set. Almost got caught out a couple of times today, but he's got enough to get back and get it. And if he doesn't, then you've got the other guy behind him, Gabriel, who just comes across. And I think Gabriel's been a rock for us for like last season and this season so far. We missed him when he was left out for the first few games of the season. You know, you could see that something just wasn't quite right. So Saliba, I'm happy with the 7 for Saliba, and I'm happy with the 8 for Gabriel. I think the two of them together are the best defensive partnership in the Premier League. Zinchenko, I totally agree with you, Apollo. He was my man of the match today. No, he goes into that 8 position. I don't know why Arteta doesn't try him in the 8 with Ben White and at right back and Tomiyasu at left back, because he commands the ball, he controls the game, he's got these sneaky little slide rule passes, he can cross a ball, and he can shoot. So Zinchenko, I'm going to give him an 8.5. I don't normally do the 0.5, but I'm going to give him an 8.5, the same as you. My man of the match today, just shading Declan Rice. Moving on to Declan Rice. This guy has absolutely everything in his locker. He can defend, he can shoot, he can drive with the ball. You know, when he gets back behind Ramsdale to clear that one off the line in the first half, he's got no right to be there. But his intelligence sees the keeper's in trouble here. I'm going to drop back on the line. So if they do get a shot, maybe I can block it. And he blocks it really well. So Declan Rice gets an 8 from me. Solid player. We just need him to start playing through the lines a little bit more. Odegaard, I thought it was a really poor performance. Clearly, he's been out for a few weeks, and you know, coming back, you know, you're not probably at your best. But I think he just needs to move the ball a bit quicker. When he's at his best, he moves the ball really quick, and that was missing today. So I'm going to give him a 4. Trossard, I'm kind of disappointed in Trossard a little bit, because I think it was a big opportunity for him today, playing in that 8 role. And he had a goal ruled out by millimetres, but I don't think he really done enough in that position. So I'm happy with Trossard, 6. Saka, in 88 minutes, the guy is not even in the game. He hasn't gone past the defender. He hasn't done anything of note. But that one split second where he picks up the ball and crosses it for Havertz to score is worth buying a ticket to see. You know, it's that type of player that will be quiet for 90 minutes and do one thing that's worth going to see the game. So Saka can get a 7. Jesus should have scored the header that led to Trossard's goal being ruled out for offside. No I don't know why he's headed it up. You get up and you header it down, and you score. I don't think he's the guy. He brings something to the team, whether it's assists or goals, but he's not prolific enough for where we want to be. So I'll give Jesus a 6. Martinelli, love him, love the guy, but he just doesn't produce enough with the amount of possession that he has. Turns onto his left, doesn't use his left. So Martinelli is going to get a 6. Havertz comes on, scores the winner. Good little finish with his head. So I'll give Havertz a 7. Arteta, I think the lineup was probably the best he could put out. Personally, I don't think with the players that he had available, but his in-game management is still lacking, and it's lacking really bad. That game was like watching paint dry. It didn't change at all. Occasionally, once we saw Martinelli come over, Saka go in the middle, Trossard go out wide, but it was only once. It's not enough. I think he needs to get a little bit more of a better grip on the in-game management. So I'll give Arteta a 7. Sorry, my voice is going. I haven't been well this week, so
That's all right, mate.
Yeah, so that's my player ratings.
Okay, excellent. Where are we now? Bertram.
So if you're like Arsenal, Gary, they haven't been well for a little while. Or playing well, I should say.
Bertram, you
We're
got
just playing different, Bertram. We're just playing different. We're trying to control the game rather than being gun-ho.
No. Over the last 4 years, last year was our best stat scoring goal-wise. We scored 80-something goals. Previous to that, we just over 50. We scored over 50 in like the 2 previous seasons. So the question is last year an aberration? Or is last year what we should expect going forward? That's the question. In terms of rating, Ramsdale, I give a 5. Even though he made 2 really blunders, frankly. But he had a clean sheet, so I'm going to say 5. Probably should be a 4, like Apollo said, but I'm going to give him a 5.
Hold on. Look. Read that.
No, I read it. I read it before I say anything, but I'm not influenced by others.
If we lose 2-1 today, that's a different score we're giving him.
It wasn't, as people keep telling me, it was. You guys would tell me this all the time, beat me up. It's not 2-1 today. It was 0. It was 1-0. They didn't score. He gave them hope, and they didn't take it. Tomiyasu, I'm going to give a 6.5. I thought Tomiyasu played well, actually. I think his offense was just like the rest of the team. He wasn't there. And he's not the most offensive player, so I give him a 6.5. I thought he played well, actually. And I watched Brentford play quite a bit. Wissa and Mboma always are playing well and interchanging well. That didn't occur today, so my defense has to get some credit for that.
And they've been doing it all season, Bertram. They've been doing it all season, haven't they? They've been doing it all season, haven't they? Really making it hard for teams to score. And one thing that I want to add on to what you just said here, people forget that when Ivan Toney was missing last season, Brentford was still going up. I remember they beat Man United 4-0. They beat Liverpool as well. So they play well without Ivan Toney. They're not a one-man team. Go on, Bertram.
No, those two combine well, actually. I mean, they can score more. They should score more, but they combine well. I thought Saliba had some uncharacteristic mistakes today, actually, in the game. A couple unlike Saliba mistakes. I'm gonna give him a 7, actually, because as I said, we kept a clean sheet and we didn't give up any clear opportunities, except for the header from Mope, based on the defense we were playing. I'm gonna give Gabriel an 8. I agree with that score. I thought he played really well, especially since Mboma is the most dangerous player. I was playing on that side of the field. I'm going to give Zinchenko an 8 also. I thought he was very good in the first half. Somewhat not the same in the second half, but very, very good in the first half. And was our most creative player in the first half, which says a lot, or it doesn't say a lot, frankly, for us. But I thought he was also 8. I gave Trossard a 5, and he's lucky because I just thought he was non-existent. He's not an 8, and he's shown it. He's just not an 8. He doesn't know how to run. Maybe that's why Havertz suffers so much, because it's a new position for him and for Havertz also. So it makes it difficult if you're not familiar with the position and trying to play it where you're traditionally a forward. He's either a wing player or he plays in the 9 slot. So I'm going to give him a 5. I'm gonna contradict myself and give Odegaard a 4. I thought he was poor, and I thought he's been poor for a while. Actually, he has not played well this season for most of the season. He has 3 goals this season, I think 1 assist, but he's not played well, and it's reflected in terms of how we play. Because if you remember last year, he and Saka combined continuously, being able to bamboozle defenses. He's able to play Saka in quite a bit. They create mismatches on the right side of the field. We're not seeing that this year.
That's because
that's part of it, because then teams have to overload on the right to compensate, and then we'll get behind them and play the ball to the left. So it's not happening this year. So I gave him a 4. I'm going to stay on that wing with Saka. I gave Saka a 6, and it would have been a 4 without the assist. I thought he was just ineffective, and he's been ineffective for a little while. He has 4 goals and 4 assists. I think he has a penalty in that number, which are great stats, right? You think about 8-goal contribution in what?
13 games.
13 games.
No, because he missed 2. He missed 2 games, guys. Remember, he missed 2 games.
Right, which is great for a wing player, but I don't. It's not the same Saka this season. It's different. Which is strange to say, because I think his goal contribution this year, at this point, may be better than last year, because he scores his goals in bulks, doesn't he? Or his contributions in bulk, and sometimes he has some games in between where he has a run a game that doesn't go well. But he came through in the clutch, but I didn't think he was great, so I'm gonna give him a 6 because he gets about 2 points for the goal. I'm gonna give Martinelli a 5, and Martinelli does a lot with the ball, but then does nothing. There's no outcome. He has 1 goal this season, doesn't he, and 2 assists, I think it is. He does a lot, but there's no outcome. You have to have outcome. You have to be able to create clear-cut chances. He crossed the ball in the box, but most time it's the no one. It's not in the direction of anyone. He's not trying to pinpoint someone. It's a hopeful cross, and that's not gonna do it. He has to find a way to be more effective. And he dribbles in an alley too much. He dribbles down a dark alley, and he gets lost down there. His dribble doesn't set his man up to, you know what? I don't want to go down the alley. I want to go inside. I'm forced to think I'm going to go down the alley, so I can come back inside, and then I have a lot of options if I come inside. When I'm down the alley, there's only one option: it's to cross the ball back, either cross or come back to the penalty spot. So he's not giving himself those options. That's not a good thing, actually. He has to figure that out. But he's been going down the alley for a while now, and he gets lost most of the time. I'm not going to be too hard on Jesus. He just came back. He played for Brazil, and they played him too much. But he just came back from he's been injured, prone, frankly, from the World Cup to now. He's been in and out of the team, so you have to give him some latitude. At the same time, I think he said the same thing when he was on international duty. He's not a prolific goal scorer. That's not his main attribute. So we got to figure this out. Do we want a prolific goal scorer? And if so, then we have to go get one. And if we go get one, what happened to Jesus? I'm sure he was made promises when he came in. But all of that said, I'm going to give him a 6. For the substitutes, Nketiah gets a 5. He ran hard. He played hard. Havertz gets a 7. Well, you know what? Maybe Havertz gets a 10. He came and scored in no time. So maybe he gets a 10. Okay, if you come on the field with no more time, not a lot of time in the game, and you score a difference maker, and I'm gonna give him a 9, frankly. Even though it may seem a high number for someone who only played a short while, but his contributions was telling. Nobody else that came on actually warrant any other consideration apart from Arteta, who I'll give a 7. He won. Brentford is a difficult team to play. They should have won at Man U, frankly. And most games they beat Chelsea at Chelsea. Most games they play, they're in the game, right? It's not like they're out of the game. And they play really good defensively. If you watch how they were playing, they would have 5 and 4 blocks, actually, with the hope of winning the ball and get it up to Wissa and get it up to Mboma. So I thought we should do better, though, when we have teams in what I call a low block setup. We don't have any presence in the middle. That's why Tony would be important for us. City has that, right? They have Hall in the middle. He's 6'4", 6'5". You can play the ball up there with hope, and he'd get to it. We don't have that. And as Apollo was alluding to throughout the conversation today, Havertz is the only size we have. Not the most physical, but he has height. And I think Gary also mentioned this. If you get the ball in the box and he's 6'4" or 6'3", he has a chance to get on the end of it. We don't have that with the other players. They're all very small. And my last point is this. I noticed this today. Man City is as good as us technically, and they're huge. That says a lot about the team. You look at Rodri, and Haaland and De Bruyne and Diaz. They're big giants of men, but they're skillful as we are. That's why they're hard to dethrone as champions. Because when it comes to certain games, you need the ball in the air, for example, we struggle. And they don't. And they cover more ground than us because they're just bigger and stronger. So we got to figure out a way to overcome all of, saying all that, to win the league, but it's going to be tough. But those are my ratings.
Excellent, excellent. So before we go, Tony's ready for us now, but before we go to him, let's have a word with what you guys are saying here. Emerson's just talking about the Claremont versus Lens game, 3-0 over there. We're playing them midweek on Wednesday. I'm going to be at that game at the Emirates. I'm not sure if Tony is. So Tony's not. So we might be streaming that one for your information, Gary and Bertram. Here we've got Vincey. Vincey says only a 4 rating for Ramsdale. Ramsdale 6.7. Sorry, is that right? Am I reading that right? Yeah, 6.7 for Ramsdale, 8 for Saliba, 9 for Rice, and 8 for Havertz from him. Cam says Ramsdale gets a 2. That's a bit harsh for me. The reason why is because the clearance is off the line by 2 of these players, Rice and Zinni. If it wasn't for them, we would have lost 2-1 to Brentford. Sorry, Ramsdale ain't that guy.
So 18, you see there's somebody more negative than I am, 18. Remember that 18. Remember that 18. Yeah. I gave him a 5. He's getting a 2. Yeah,
he's giving him a 2. He says, I could see Havertz was on fire when he came on. First touch was something I haven't seen from him this season. No, he has had that. Bro, do you remember the Man City game? Havertz had his back to the goal behind 3 defenders, including Diaz. And he takes 2 touches and then swats it over to Martinelli, who finishes with the deflected goal. But the thing is, he had to fight off 3 defenders who were trying to get a clearance on that. Havertz did that, bro. So I think it's harsh to say that you haven't seen that from him this season. I've seen it plenty of times. Gary, for one, every week has been talking about how good he is in the final third, especially when he plays at the number 9, when Eddie's come off and he's had to facilitate that role. So I think that's a bit of a harsh comment there, bro.
Yeah, when he stepped into the 9, Havertz has done really well.
Yeah, you're right. He scored for Germany as well, playing as a left back. I don't want to talk about that left back. He ain't going to do that at Arsenal. Xhaka did that a few times and didn't look good at left back, but no, he's not going to do that at Arsenal. And it says we control the game well, string and midfield dominant. The only thing that needs to get better is penetration, creating chances. We do that in other games, need to be better. But and as I said, bro, this isn't the best of Arsenal that you've seen. And I want to talk about when I said, I made a video 2 months ago saying, have Arsenal changed their system? And my answer was no, it's down to injuries. And what we're doing is we're putting square pegs in round holes and trying to shuffle things around. But with Declan Rice, we've become a better defensive team. This time last season, we let in 15 goals. We've let in 10 goals so far in 13 games. Yeah? 10 goals in 13 games. What is that, Tony? 0.82? I should grab my calculator here.
Just quickly, Apollo, going back to what you said about Rice. I mean, 105 million, that looks a bargain all day long, doesn't it? You wouldn't, his performances, you wouldn't be shy of paying 150 plus million for him.
So, guys, let me just say, we're letting in an average of 0.76 goals a game. 0.76 goals a game. That is incredible. If you do that, you win the league. This defense right now, we've seen it every week, guys. Teams are struggling to get something on us. They're struggling to maintain things in the middle. I've not been the biggest fan of Jorginho this season. I think he's really struggled. But again, he's in there because of injuries. And I think if we get this sorted out, if we find a way to keep it balanced, and Declan Rice is so important to us, I think that I think based on that alone, I think that's good enough to win us the league. I don't think we're going to, as Bertrand pointed out, I don't think we're going to, last season we scored 88 goals, which is a franchise record. I don't think we're going to do that this season because last season, the Saka and Martinelli on the wings, nobody was ready for them. But the cat is out of the bag. Yeah, everybody knows now. It's like in other sports. When you know how teams are beating you, you defend against it. And Saka and Martinelli are being double teamed. They've got 2 men on them, which means that the play has to then invert into the center. that means that your number 8, your number 10, and your number 9 has to pick up the slack. And at the moment, that's where we're struggling. That's where this team's struggling. Yeah. So and for anybody looking for Saka and Martinelli to beat their goal tallies of 15 goals and do what they did last season, you might be a little disappointed. However, I will say before I go to Tony, watch our defensive record. Look at what we are doing, incapacitating teams scoring against us. It's very evident right now. If you look at the table and if you look at how much, not Liverpool, not Man City, no team has a better defensive record than us. And 3 of those goals we gave away by mistakes. So we would even be better than what our statistics says. Anyway, Tony, you got the conch.
Tony, get a run. Apollo, sorry, get a run, guys. Take care.
All right, thanks a lot for today, Bertram. I appreciate that.
Nice
See
one,
you later,
Bertram.
mate. Have a good weekend, man.
Okay, so just a couple of stats. We'll bring them up straight off the bat. Not that one, but this one. There we go. Let's start off with Arsenal have now had 10 goals scored by substitutes in all competitions this season. They joined most of any Premier League side. Brighton also have 10. So that just goes to show that, look, Arteta is using his substitutes. They are being effective, and he needs to continue doing that. Look, we were all saying at the time, you need to make a change. You need to make a change. It's good that he's made the change. Sometimes we'd like it 5 minutes earlier, perhaps, Mr. Arteta. But that's a good stat for us to be aware of. This is the second time in Premier League history the top 2 have met, but neither have finished the day top of the table. The last time being when Leicester and Man City drew, and Man City ended up top of the table for that day. Starboy. Bukayo Saka is the only player to have created 50-plus chances, completed 50-plus take-ons, and scored 10-plus goals and provided 10-plus assists in the Premier League in 2023. Arsenal Starboy can do it all, no doubt. Interesting statistic.
It is, and that goes to what Bertram was talking about. He's questioned Martinelli and Saka taking on players. And as you can see there, Saka's got 50 take-ons, which is a very impressive number. But again, Tony, the solution is to try and get him more support, because he's going to face those double teams every week now. And when you've got 2 players on you on the wing, that's an incredibly hard thing to do. And in order to, there's 2 ways you can help that. Number 1 is to get him more support on the overlap and try and drag another defender away from him. And number 2, for yourself to move into a central position and try to influence a game more, which he's not really doing too much of at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is most wins in the first 200 games in charge of Arsenal. Obviously, today marked Mikel Arteta's 200th game for Arsenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gone quick back.
Wow. That's
I'll
impressive.
remove that banner so you can see the names of who he's now.
Yeah, I got it.
Great. So you can see that's quite illustrious when you think about it.
Wow.
In what is now, the most difficult league in the world, that has to be commended. Much though we sometimes don't like some of the things Arteta does, the stats don't lie. That's a phenomenal statistic that only bodes well about how good a job he is doing. If I'm probably gonna put that in the
forum, please.
In the forum, because it is literally for anybody who's doubting Arteta and what he's doing, take that, because you're talking about doing all of that in an era where you've got the all-conquering Man City, you've got the all-conquering Liverpool, you've got the money makers, the money generators, Chelsea, and you've got a rampant Spurs. But still, Arteta is doing wonderful things.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's a great stat there, Tony. That's a great stat there.
The other one is one that was talked about in the halftime break, where we were talking about Aaron Ramsdale versus David Raya, and these are the numbers that back up why David Raya is currently the #1 choice over Aaron Ramsdale. Now, I know we're talking a different sample size in terms of the amount of appearances, but that errors leading to goals, it would be a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, I think that Tony. I think the sheet that I've pulled up here a few times is more evident because that's per 90 minutes. So it's easier to break down. It gets rid of all of the games played and appearances and all of that, because you're judging them on what they have done throughout the 90 minutes. And David Raya, if you want, I can pull up the sheet again because I do have it. It's right here. I'm looking at it right here. So hold on a second. So you can see here. Let me just push it up here. And really what it is just we can understand that Raya's struggling in little parts this season because of the challenge and the expectations. But look at the save percentage. 77% was the #1 in the Premier League last year. The XG, the most important stat for any goalkeeper is your XG. How much goals do you prevent in this league? Plus 5.8 means that, if it's a 0, that's nominal. If it's plus 5.8, that means he saved more than he should have. That, again, is #1 in the Premier League. Alisson was 2, +2, and Ederson was plus 1.7. So this guy is saving more shots than he should be. Aaron Ramsdale, as you can see here, is -4, which is 15th in the Premier League last season, even though his team was challenging for the title. So we do know in those last 7 games, Ramsdale fell off. His form was pretty bad and he fell off. But the basis of the matter is, for the performance over 90 minutes, Raya, and it's not even arguable, Raya is the better goalkeeper. The last one here is an offensive statistic. So when you're passing the ball out and creating an attacking sense from a goalkeeper standpoint, he's got nearly 4 times, sorry, not 4, 3. He's got nearly 3 times more shots than Aaron Ramsdale playing balls into the final third. That is incredible. And again, that's the highest number in the league. So for all of those guys in terms of Ramsdale, it will and Raya will come. Raya will settle down. He'll become more comfortable, and he'll settle down. And because the play's been a little bit erratic this season, we can all agree. Tony, did you want to carry on with the player ratings? Tony, you're on mute.
Yep, sorry about that. I was trying to load up some more content, but I'm having a bit of let me just...
Well, let me go through the comments.
Okay, you do that.
Yep, shout out to Facebook user, I don't know who you are, so I'm going to have to go on Facebook and have a look and see who is it, who are you? It might be Ken. It might be Kenny, I think that's Ken. Gary, that might be your friend here. It might be Ken.
Everyone loves Ken, man.
Let's have a look.
Friend of the people, Ken. That's what we should call him. Friend of the people. The people's champion.
I can't believe he is. I'm still trying to get onto the forum here. I got to find the thing and see who's left that comment. I'm really sorry to keep you hanging. But anyway, he says, top of the table, and we still haven't hit form yet, which is exactly what I said.
No, that's not Ken. Ken ain't saying that, man. That's not Ken. That's not Ken.
Oh, God. You crack me up. You're cracking me up. Well, I'm going to have to go this way. I
guarantee that's not. If that's Ken, I swear to God, I'll eat my own hat. But that ain't Ken saying that.
You might surprise yourself, bro. You might surprise yourself.
I better go and find a hat. Someone bring me a hat.
Oh, God. It might not actually even be on our forum. It might be on other, because we stream to Footy League Football as well as 101 on Arsenal on Facebook. So I'm not sure that is. But if you want your name to be seen in the heading, hit the waiver and you'll be able to see. Click 2 buttons and then you'll be able to have your name pop up, so we'll be able to see who you are. Shay, big shout out to Shay. Shay says, who's your man of the match? Mine is Aaron Ramsdale with that amazing saves. Yeah, far from Ramsdale, bro. Mine was Zinchenko. I thought Ramsdale got bailed out. Somebody mentioned that Declan Rice and Zinchenko cleared 2 balls off the line, and if they hadn't have done that, we would have lost 2-1. So Philip, it's Philip. Philip might have been the person who said that on Facebook. Philip, shout out to you. Said Ramsdale was a bag of nerves. To be fair, both gave me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, agreed. And he said, that was me. Oh, that was me. I left. Okay, so that was Phil. So he left it on Facebook. Yeah, it's easier on YouTube. Number one, because
I told you it weren't Ken. Told you it weren't Ken.
Yeah, you did. You was right. It's easier on YouTube, Phil, because we don't get anything for the content on Facebook, and we can see your name and everything, so that makes a lot of sense. Right, Tony, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm back. So I just loaded up a last couple of slides.
Stop moving about in the background.
Emerson says he's going to see me at the Jerk Shop on Wednesday.
Because has the joint most assists in all the competitions of any Premier League player this season. Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. There, guys, exactly what I was saying to you guys in terms of the performance. Another defensive. I mean, the amount of clean sheets this team keeps away from home is incredible. Could you imagine, Gary, if we do sort out the chances created and the goals, if they start to come in, I think. Any title winning,
any title winning team is built on a solid defence. You know, you go back all the teams in history. They've all had one thing in common. They've all had a solid defence. They don't give nothing away. So we've got that part right. We just need to click at the other end. But hopefully, if we get Partey back, you know, that'll be a big massive boost. Timber, I don't know what's happening with him. But, you know, when he comes back, it's over for White, and Tomiyasu goes over to the left. It's over for Zinchenko, probably. So, who knows?
An interesting note from that statistic there is Brentford in at 7 clean sheets, which show that they've got a bit of defensive muscle. So, you know, listen, you know, let's not kid ourselves. Brentford are no scrubs in the defensive department.
And that's why I mentioned, you know, their record without Ivan Toney is pretty good. They're a tough they're a tough team to beat.
Let me get rid of that. For a second. So yeah, there's a couple of stats here showing usage percentages, etc. As you can see, Zinchenko with a very high pass accuracy percentage, 93. There's a column missing, but it basically says that Zinchenko touched the ball more than any other player. He had 100 touches of the ball, which is, you know, at least 20 clear of anybody else on the pitch in the entire game. Yeah. So for him to be receiving man of match plaudits would kind of make sense, because not only is he very active in the game in terms of touches of ball, but he's very accurate with what he does with the ball when he has it at his feet.
I think part of it, Tony, I think part of it is when you look at Sky and BT Sports and all of those, they're so used to Declan Rice being, you know, he's the big summer signing. He's had 4 man of the matches already. And I just think that they went by the numbers. I don't think they looked at the performance at all today for Zinchenko.
So yeah, just you know, reiterating some of the key highlights there. Aerial duels 1. Gabriel Magalhaes is a legend. William Saliba up there with 6, 5 and 6 each respectively. Just shows that those two guys are the bookends, as you always like to say. You know, those guys, the job they do for Arsenal in making us the best defensive team in the league is phenomenal. And it maybe sometimes gets overlooked how good they are because their reading of the game is phenomenal. Especially Saliba, who, you know, yes, as you mentioned earlier, he does make the odd mistake, but his recoveries and, you know, he makes his mistakes in the right place. You know, he doesn't tend to do them in areas which create. I mean, it's not like it's impossible for him to do that, but he tends not to make mistakes in the wrong places. Yeah, so that's it. I'll go back to your player ratings, and I will update them with I'll let you know my own. Ramsdale, because of, you know, the couple of things that we saw that I thought were particularly dodgy about him in the game. As mentioned, you know, he could have cost us a couple of goals. I'm gonna join you on a 4. Tomiyasu, yeah, I mean, he was good defensively. I didn't think he offered anything up top. So I'd go with your 6 on that. Gabriel and Saliba, the bookends, they just did the job. I'll give them both an 8, to be honest. Zinchenko, I'm going to give an 8.5. Rice is an 8. He's just a wizard in the middle. Odegaard, I would join you with a 4. Trossard, I can't give anything more than a 5. Saka would have been a 5, but for the assist at the end, so I upgraded him to a 6. Jesus, I can't even give him a 5. You know, I'm looking at his stats and just thinking, what have you done? And for all that we were saying about, but look how much he's got goals and assists that make him the number X rated in the Premier League in history, and it's like, but he's still not that guy for me. So today's performance gets him a 4. Martinelli, yeah, creates a lot, but you know, I'm beginning to get frustrated, just like Gary is, about his lack of ability to use his left foot. So I'm gonna give him a 6. But,
yeah, I think at this level, Tone, you've got to be able to use that. So if you're playing on the left, you either fake to go left and come back in, or once you drive to the line, you've got to be able to produce with that other foot at this level.
And that's the difference between him and Bukayo Saka. Saka, we know, can deliver with his right foot, and he scores goals with his right foot. You know, is it just a confidence thing for him? Because I'm pretty certain I'm seeing him do things with his left foot. And I'm pretty certain he's not a one-footed player. But, you know, there are just some times when you see him get past the player and you just think, go on, deliver with that left foot. And he fails to do so. Arteta, look, he wins, he gets a clean sheet. Is an 8 really worthy of today's performance? After, I mean, you know, look, he did what he had to do. He got the result that the club wanted and needed. I'm going to give him a 10 just on the basis of the stat that I produced earlier, that this is now his 200th game, and he's won more games in that 200 than any Arsenal manager has in previous history. So I'm going to give him a big round of applause from Mikel Arteta. Well done on your achievement today, young man. If we get the same results in the next half of the season or whatever, you know, look, we know what we can look forward to, you know, trophies, which is what it all boils down to. I hope, you know, he's able to learn. And, you know, I hope that, you know, with a bit more time, with players coming back, with the January transfer window looming, that he gets what he needs and he can progress. I mean, you know, I was vehemently saying at the January transfer window last year, give him what it takes. We were so close to winning the league, and I just felt we were a couple of pieces away from winning it, and we didn't make the buys that I was hoping we would make. I just hope that the club realised that, you know what, if we're in a position to win the league in January and 2 extra signings can make that difference, then do it. You know, I don't know how you financially do it, but that's for them to work out. But I believe if we're there or thereabouts this year, we have to take advantage while we can of the opportunity to potentially not only win the league, but don't forget we are pretty much in the second half stages of the Champions League now. So there is even a chance that we could win that, and I'll take either.
Yeah.
I'll take both.
Yeah, so guys, let's have a look at the league table now. So league table, you can see Arsenal on top, 30 points in 13 games. So that's 30 from a possible 39 points. Incredible when you tend to think of the injury, 11 injuries, 11 key injuries, guys. And today was only the second game that we had started Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka together, which was after the Chelsea game. And as I said before, they wasn't very good in that game. But when you consider the injuries that we've been carrying, Thomas Partey hardly been available. When he comes back, the midfield's going to be dynamite. And then we got the same goal difference as Liverpool and 3 less than Man City. This time last year, I think we let in 15 goals. We've let in 10 goals. So it's the defense that's really carrying it right now. Although, offensively, we've scored 27, Liverpool scored 28, and they're firing on all cylinders. And Man City have scored 33, and you know they have the best striker in the league. So offensively, we haven't done that badly. Considering all our fans are talking about is we're not creative, we're not scoring as much goals. So we're not done that badly. In fact, if our offense start clicking and we start banging in goals, I can clearly see us becoming favourites to win the league. I mean, I'm saying we're going to win the league anyway, but I just think that we're going to run away with it if we get all those things fixed in to our performance. So, guys, before we go, I just want to discuss on the forum right now, not on the forum, on the YouTube channel, we've got you guys vote some polls for the man of the match today. So go and make your way there after you watch this video and put your votes in. But I've also asked you, does Kai Havertz score 7 goals and over like Xhaka did last season, or does he score under 7 goals? He's only got 2 goals already. And remember, guys, after 13 games last season, Xhaka had also scored 2 goals. So we know after 35 games, Xhaka only scored 5. Then he had 2 goals in the last game against Wolves at home. So at the moment, Havertz is on pace. What I want to know from you guys is Havertz going to score 7 or more goals? That's on the YouTube channel polls. So
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's not even starting as much games, Gary. It's just he's so influential, and if you use him in the right moments, I think that you've really got. It's going to be a long season.
I think once his confidence truly comes fully through, like today, is a big plus for him. First goal from open play. I noticed in the interview he said that they work on that in training where he goes to the back post, but sometimes I think he's got to think, right, I'm just going to go straight for the middle of the goal. When the cross comes in, I'm going to meet it there rather than just lurking at the back post. So, I think he scores more than 7.
Nay says, I'm so happy we won. It's just what we needed. Now we have to keep it up. Our next few games are all winnable, so we should be good for a few weeks. Yeah, as I said, the hardest game that we play for this year is probably Liverpool, because that's at Anfield. So let's go through that, shall we, Nay? Let's take a look at that. So we've got, I'm not going to talk about the Champions League. We've got Wolves next week at home. That's winnable. We've then got Luton away on a Tuesday night. And again, that's Luton away. That's winnable. We've got Aston Villa on the 9th. That's going to be tough. That's going to be a hard game. Aston Villa away. That's not going to be easy, but it's winnable. And then we've got Brighton at home. Always a hard game. Brighton, I think Brighton have beaten us 2 out of the last 3 seasons at the Emirates. At the end of last season, they embarrassed us. I think it was 3-0.
I think Brighton have been struggling a bit this season, though.
Yeah,
Follow?
they have. Yeah, they
But
have.
as for Villa, I think Villa are going to come and try and play their game. You know, when we go to Villa, they're going to play their game. So when it's an open game, you have to slightly favour Arsenal in an open game. When it's low blocks, that's when we struggle.
Yeah, I agree. So, and then obviously we got Liverpool after that. There is one more game, isn't there? West Ham, that's the one. We've got West Ham, but that's a home game. And that's on Boxing Day, or the 28th. So it's just after Christmas. So, guys, I think that when you look at it here, I would say Aston Villa away, Liverpool away, and Brighton at home are our toughest games. And if we get through all of that, guys, I honestly think, and I said this in the summer, I think we can win the league. I really do. I think we can win the league. I think this is it. I think this is our season.
We just got to match City's results.
Exactly. I'm not sure where Tony's popped off to at the moment, but Gary, let me get your final thoughts. Really happy about today?
Yeah, over the moon. Brentford, tough place to go. You know, they give a lot of teams scares there. They're not easy to beat. Didn't look like we was going to get the job done. But Stan's boy Havertz comes up with a 88th minute winner, just like he backed him to. Obviously, we all want to see the swashbuckling football of last year, but we've become more refined and we're controlling games and we're shutting opponents down, and we've still got the threat up front to nick a goal. So I think this could be our year. Long may it continue.
I honestly do. And Emerson said, sorry, Gary, to give you such tough questions. I actually think Gary really enjoys it, Emerson. So keep it up.
I got it right, didn't I? I got 2 out of 3.
Yeah, you did.
Never heard of.
Tony, any final thoughts for you?
No. Well, yeah. You know, look, we go on to the Champions League in the week. This has got to be about going out there, getting some goals and resting players, because we have a very busy Christmas schedule. And if you can rest players, you do that, because what you want to do is you don't want to have the burnout that we've had in the last 4 or 5 seasons where we fall apart at the end of the season. So, you know, I've mentioned it before, the January transfer window is going to be so important to us. You know, I don't know what the situation is with Jury and Timber, but, you know, look, if we need to go and get reinforcements, if we need to bring players back from loans or whatever it needs to be, we need to ensure that we've got players who can last the whole season, not until March and then fall apart in April and May. And that's going to be so important from my perspective, for Mikel Arteta, to ensure that he manages players' minutes.
Yeah, I think the best thing he can do in January is try to look for a loan. See if he can get some loan deals going on. And it's all predicated on what happens with Yuri and Tinweb. We're starting to hear through the grapevines that he might not play this season at all. As I said to you guys, I've got contacts in the medical center and they've not said that to me. I will talk to them this week and try and get some. Obviously, I've been away, haven't I? So I've not really talked to my sources at all, but I will try to find out what's going on there so I can clarify it. But if that's the case, guys, all that means that Arteta will then go to find a loan player, a player that does not count against FFP. And that's, unfortunately, that's the only way to do it, unless you sell Ramsdale. But if you sell Ramsdale, then you've got a problem, because Hein isn't your backup. Hein ain't your backup. And quite frankly, going into a title challenging season without a number 2 goalkeeper is a very, very, very high risk.
Without a decent number 2.
Yeah, it's a very high risk. So I was a fan of buying Sam Johnson. When West Brom went down, I said we should buy Sam Johnson. 7 million, job done. It's not even a big deal. Get Sam Johnson in here, and we didn't do it. And he's gone to another Premier League team now, and he's playing really well for them. So it's just a missed opportunity for me, guys. Emerson says loan deals will be done in January, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, that's the only way forward.
I don't think there's anything wrong with loan deals, so long as it's the right player that you're bringing in, not a player. Who was it that Kim Kallstrom who had a back fractured back and didn't play for 3 months?
Yeah, there was another guy, the Spanish guy, Dennis Sanchez or something like that.
Dennis Suarez.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Get the right loan in. There's no drama.
Yeah, I agree. Right, guys, that's it from us tonight. Arsenal go top of the Premier League. Kai Havertz delivers. It's his second goal this season. And who saw that coming? We did, because we called Bertrand out. Yeah, exactly. I just commiserations, Frank, because I thought Thomas Frank really set his team up well today. I thought they dealt with Arsenal for most of the time. The substitutions they made, Brentford was trying to push on to win the game, and they nearly did. But it was Zinchenko who cleared the ball off the line, which I thought was fantastic. Arsenal, though, 5 clean sheets away from home. It's a sign of champions. #1 defense in the league. And really, it's the Christmas period. It was a huge win for Arsenal, and they wasn't at their best. Ramsdale struggled. We didn't really get too many shots on goal. I thought our best chances all came from a header. But that's it, guys. I'll take it as it comes. I am not going to complain about it. But I'll speak to you guys on Wednesday. As I said, I'm going to be at the Emirates, and Tony will probably be with you with Gary. So have a great weekend, guys. Peace out, man.
Have a good weekend.